There's nothing on the screen. Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's going. What's up, guys? Ran into some funny drama on Twitter recently, which I found very funny. Well, Chris and I both found very funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that noise keeps going. I think it's this. Let me just unhook that.
Okay.
That shouldn't happen anymore. All right, so me and Chris discovered this on Twitter, and we started following it, and it has to do with Hunter Avallone and this girl called BXBullet, which my only prior knowledge to this girl was her debate she did with Destiny about the Alec Baldwin stuff, which was ridiculous. She had really ridiculous arguments, and Destiny kind of wrecked her arguments on that.
She's a competitive shooter. I guess that
we're echoing. Why are we echoing? I don't see any reason why we would be echoing. That's very strange.
Oh, I don't think it was really an echo. It just sounds like. Let me close the door. Maybe
yeah. Or is it just echoey?
Yeah.
Or are we echoing? Oh, I retracted this message. I'm guessing that's not what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. If anybody's like an audio tech and would like to help me sometime when I'm not streaming, maybe we could fix that. Oh, that was your bed. Okay. It might be echoey though, because I don't know how to fix that with this mic, but so I had two windows open up. It happens. It's cool. But it's kind of funny. The only time I remember her is from that debate about Alec Baldwin, where she was saying, you know, anybody who's a gun owner would know to check the chamber or whatever, blah blah blah. But it's like Alec Baldwin. You know, like, I don't know if that was Destiny's argument, but I always thought that argument was silly because I was like, I don't think Alec Baldwin's a gun owner. Like, so that's why they have these people that they pay to be on set of movies to be the gun owner, to take responsibility for the use of the gun of a non-gun owner, right? Like, so the responsibility falls on the gun owner, not the non-gun owner, right? That's the whole reason they're there and they get paid, is to accept responsibility for the safety of this stuff, right? So it doesn't make any sense, the argument she was making. But, you know, Destiny destroyed her. It wasn't that good of an argument. And it was a dumb argument anyway. It's a dumb way to argue that problem. But now we hear about her, and she left. But those actors typically have training, though. Typically, I mean, we heard Alec Baldwin said whenever he was trained about the gun stuff was never to mess with the gun.
Yeah, don't touch it.
And to always use it exactly the way that the prop person gives it to you, and not to mess with it at all. Because the entire thing is meant to be the responsibility of the person who hands you the gun, right? Like, that's the whole point. And then if you mess with it, you're now putting it on that person that you messed it up, and they're the ones who are going to have to take responsibility for you messing it up, you know? But in the end, it's kind of not a good argument. I didn't think it was a good argument. Or that she did good in that at all. I know her and Hunter had a debate on vaccines that I didn't watch at all, so I don't know anything about it. I'm going to guess they're both kind of wrong, or I'm going to guess she's dumb on it too.
Well, her claim from part of what we did see in it was that she said that her doctor said it was fine to just take somebody else's ivermectin. And then Hunter looks that up, and it's like, that's actually against the law.
Yeah, that sounds illegal.
So
I've never heard of.
Claims to be a scientist or something, or an expert of some sort, and it's not. It doesn't seem to add up.
I've never heard of a doctor suggesting you take someone else's prescription on something. Like, I've never heard of that, and I'm pretty sure that probably is illegal in certain states and stuff. But besides that, I didn't really watch that, so I don't know anything about that shit. I don't really care. But after that, she put out some stuff, which I'm going to read, and she's accusing a guy of a bunch of these things. But this is what she writes. So this is, I'll give it to you as we were first introduced to it, and the first things we read and heard, so forth. Most of this is from her side, too. So she does this stream saying she's going to expose this dude, right? And the next day, or within the same day, actually, she says she's quitting Twitch. No, wait, that's from September 9th, 2020, full context. So she says she's quitting Twitch in September last year, right? And this was the full context that she wrote, and I'm going to read it to you guys. So she says, for the last 2 months, I've been dealing with a cyber criminal and pedophile that is destroying my life. So already, two definitive statements from the beginning. She's already telling this guy's a cyber criminal and that he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Okay. And that he's destroying her life. Right? I am a single mom and a whistleblower on a man named Matthew Broderick with Inception.org, Twitter, whatever, on Twitch. He was using his org to lure kids into a Discord server where he was being sexually inappropriate with them, sharing pornographic websites and images, and possibly grooming them for exploitation. So already there's these serious accusations here. He's luring kids in there, she's saying. He was being sexually inappropriate. All right. To what extent? Sexually inappropriate can mean a lot of things. And maybe being sexually appropriate around children. People make jokes sometimes, sexual jokes around children. Doesn't mean it's meant towards the children, or it can even be a mistake that you didn't realize that there was an underage person in your presence, and you made a joke. But that can go a lot of ways, right? Sharing pornographic website and images, same thing. It could be accidental, but you have something there. And then possibly grooming them for exploitation. If you have things that you're saying are definitive, why add a thing that's not definitive and say, well, he's possibly doing this? Who cares what he's possibly doing? Is he doing that or isn't he doing that? Somehow he was tipped off that I had filed a police report. So this was the first big red flag to me. Now she's saying she's quitting Twitch and this guy's harassing her and all this stuff. And then I read she filed a police report on this guy. And ever since then, he has harassed me daily. To me, this sounds like you filed a police report. Now him harassing you daily is kind of like evened out. Like, I don't see him doing anything bad by harassing you daily because you filed a police report on him. That's kind of pretty douchey thing to do. And what was the police report about? Pedophilia? Like, did she try to report him for that? That's crazy. Like,
oh my God.
Without definitive proof, which is funny because if she had definitive proof of this, he'd be in jail right now, right?
I don't think he would be back on the next day streaming or talking on any type of social media platform. I think that would be axed, basically, and possibly seized to look into. Like, I don't think they would just let him keep all this stuff.
Where am I at with this? Okay. Mind you, this is from September 9th, 2020. Right? This is a year and a half ago, basically, right?
Right.
Because we're now in January 2022.
Yeah, when I saw this, I thought it was recent. I thought it was recent, and then I noticed the date, and I was like, oh my God, this is a long time she's been saying this stuff.
I like how she posts this and thinks tons of people are reading it. It got 2 likes.
It got 2 likes. 2 Facebook likes.
All right, so now she's saying she filed a police report on this guy, and now he's been harassing her daily.
Yeah.
Threatened me, stalked me, and maliciously given my full name and address to dark web criminals. This already is sounding off the wall. Like, what do you mean he gave your full name and address to dark web criminals? Where's the, these are a lot of accusations with zero proof, right? Like, she's just ranting, telling you a story that she's making up, basically. And there isn't something to say at this point that there aren't little truths in here, that maybe he did do some of these things. But you notice the amplification of things, right? Like, it starts from he harasses her daily. He threatened her.
Yeah.
He stalked her. He maliciously gave her name and address to dark web criminals. Like, it's getting crazier and crazier, where the point is now that it's gotten so crazy that you don't even believe the lighter things he did, that you can almost forgive and be like, hey, I mean, you kind of deserve to be harassed by this dude if you filed a police report on him,
Yeah.
But, even that, I'm like, that's even more reason. Like, there's no way it makes sense that you would be upset about him doing. You started this. Yeah. Basically, she already admitted to starting this. To me, that's what this means. She's saying she's a whistleblower for this guy. What is she a whistleblower for? For this, the pedophilia? They're like, what is your proof of this? So far, she said she called the police on him in September 2020.
Yeah.
And he's still around?
And
so then obviously you didn't, like, to me already, like, reading this is like, it seems like you don't have anything on this dude and you're just making shit up.
Like any proof that she did show in that one video that she made, it was like the proof was not anything. So like just wait for that.
Yeah, we'll show you the video later. Her proof is very shoddy. Like, and it's like,
you have to look really hard between whatever lines there are there to be like, oh yeah,
and that's from what she shows. So it's like, if she's showing that in a video where she's trying to claim proof, that's like her best evidence that she's showing.
Yeah.
but it's not good
It's
evidence at
not
all.
good
Like,
at
and you can understand why the police probably looked at it and were like, we're not going to look too much
Yeah.
further into this. This isn't much
Hmm.
to go on. And we're going to waste our resources on this, on a hunch this girl has off of
Yeah.
these somewhat ambiguous tweets that might mean something, might not. Like,
And the follow up on that
mhm.
is ridiculous as well. What she's doing now too.
But listen, it keeps getting crazier. He hacked my computer to throttle my internet.
I don't
How
know
does
how
that work?
anybody does that. If there's any hackers that are aware of how to
Yeah,
do
does
that,
anybody know if that's
like,
even possible? That does not sound like something that's possible. Like, what, he hacked your internet? Like what? Um, well, there's a whole background on this that we
yeah,
discovered later on, digging into this more, and it seems like she was part of his. This guy runs an game streaming like circuit, I guess, like where
hmm
people work together. You know, tomorrow when he runs it, so you'd all work together, and then he pays you out. Like if the money you make for the organization, he pays out to the people. You know, and they all work together, right?
yeah,
And she was part of that, but somehow she's saying it's a scam, which is probably, it might be true.
might be true,
But the
but
part that makes us crazy is the way she amplifies this.
yeah,
And if she had just stuck to the scam, I'd probably be
yeah.
like, yeah, this guy's a douchebag.
And if all of this
But
is
she's
for
added all this
attention for
extra
that,
stuff, yeah,
yeah, like
that's
disgusting on
psychotic.
her part to add all of this other nonsense just to get the attention for that
Hmm.
small little part now.
Hmm.
So silly.
Um, yeah, the hacking stuff is highly unlikely as someone who works in a related field. Yeah, it seems weird that you can hack someone's computer to throttle their internet. That's usually
Yeah,
an internet service provider thing, whether
yeah.
they can throttle your internet or not. Like, that works from a different, unless he's got connections within the company that does her service
Hmm.
providing. Um,
Yeah,
Making
he
it
knows
impossible for me to stream, which is not true. We've seen she streamed up to like 3 days ago. She
yeah,
streams all the time. Every time I stream, I lag. That probably has nothing to do with that. This,
no,
like, already you're kind of noticing a pattern here, which I noticed with her is once one thing starts happening, she blames everything on that. Like once
hmm
Hunter got involved, she started blaming a bunch of stuff on Hunter,
yeah,
right? So now she reports this guy to the police. He starts harassing her because of that,
yeah,
because he found out, probably because the police contacted him and investigated him and questioned him,
hmm
and he's pissed off about it, which I kind of agree. If you called the police on me on something that I'm innocent about, I'd be fucking pissed too, and I'd
yeah,
be, and you better believe I'd be watching you every little thing you put on the
yeah,
internet so that I can report you on every little thing that I find to be a violation of whatever social media you're on.
hmm
Of course, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Like you doing that opens you up to that being done to you,
yeah.
right? Like if I report you to the police, then I should be open to being reported myself,
That just seems
and
like
not
common
feel,
sense.
yeah, not feel like I've been wronged. I did it to you, you could do it to me. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
that's golden rule
hmm
shit. Um, but yeah, now you see, now even she can't stream and she's suffering lag. It can't be that maybe connection's kind of weak in her
yeah,
area or there's an outage. No, it has to be that this guy hacked her computer
yeah,
and is preventing her from streaming, you know. And he places thousands of bots in my channel. That's totally possible, but it might not be him. It might be other
hmm
people too. Or it might be his audience. You
yeah,
never know, you know, like, so you can't fully blame it on him. And he uses them to spam abusive and hateful messages in my chat, which again, I don't blame him that much because at this point, she's already admitted that she called the police on him and she's running a campaign to
get this
basically
guy
say
terminated,
this guy's a
basically.
pedophile
Yeah,
and a scam artist, which the scam part might be true.
hmm
Pedophile, we don't know as much. She barely has any
yeah,
proof of this. And mostly it's like, you know, now she's being upset about it being retaliated back against her. But like I said, you should be able to take as much as you could give out.
hmm
Like if you're giving it out, expect it back.
yeah.
You know, this is why it's not easy to be a whistleblower.
No,
When you become a whistleblower, you got to expect that the people you're whistleblowing on are going to defend themselves and
yeah,
retaliate. That's why it's brave to be a whistleblower. Now you're complaining and quitting Twitch and crying about it because, you know, you had some sort of adversity when you were whistleblowing, what you say
hmm
is whistleblowing on a dude, and you're complaining that you're facing adversity over it. I have live stream clips of him saying he hasn't even retaliated yet. Yeah, I mean,
he
I
said
probably
that
would say
it
the same
hasn't been
thing at
him.
that
Yeah,
point. And if she doesn't end this, they're going to have to put me in jail. I mean, what do you expect when you keep, you know, harassing this dude and then
yeah,
saying that you're the harasser? You're cry bullying here. He discovered I am going on a trip to the Northeast this week and messaged a friend that he can't wait to come visit me while I am there. Um, I would love to see proof of any of this, right? But I think she does have some proof, and I've seen it. And this one almost makes it sound like he was talking about going ghost hunting because she's from Massachusetts. Yeah. That's where she was going or something. And he said something about, oh, I'd love to go to Massachusetts and come visit her or something, and we can go ghost hunting or something. Yeah. So it's like, it's basically like what he's really saying is his interest in going to that state isn't really about her. It's about going ghost hunting because Massachusetts is a big state for like ghosts and shit like that, right? 2 days ago, I was streaming on Twitch while my daughter napped. Unexpectedly, she ran into the room with no clothes on. She did have panties on, but it happened very fast, and that may not have been obvious to the viewers. Right. I ended my stream and deleted the VOD to be safe. Right. No problem there. I can understand it's an accident. Mm-hmm. You did do something wrong. You know, you should have been more careful with your kid when you're streaming, but, you know, it's an accident. Obviously, you can let that slide. Mothers have accidents all the time. It happens. Kids are tough to control. Everybody gets it. But the way she uses it is funny. I then noticed the user named Shadow Danielle, who is affiliated with Inception. Inception is the name of the group of streamers, right? That this guy runs and pays out and stuff. Shadow Danielle's another one of the streamers on that group. Had clipped the incident. Right. So now remember, this lady already admits to have gone to the police and to try to and have reported him to Discord and Twitter and Twitch. Yeah. And now she's upset that somebody clipped a terms of service violation she had on her stream. Yeah. And is trying to and wanted to use it to report her for it. Right. I really don't see a problem with that. No. You're the one who violated terms of service. Yeah. People clipping it and flagging it. I mean, if you want to say it's douchey, it's douchey. Yeah. But if you have no expectation to not be douchey, as in you've reported me to the police and you try to get me banned off of all my social media accounts, then I don't really have an expectation to not be douchey against you. And in fact, like I said, if you had run a campaign against me like that, you damn well sure I would be promoting everyone I know to watch you all the time and catch you in anything you do to report you. So them doing that to me is 100% warranted. Like, I don't see why not. They should report them. So already she's saying this, and even from her own, this is from her side. Yeah. This isn't from the other people's side. Well, I'm only going by what's on her side, but from her side, her already saying, I remember the first time I read this, I was like, well, you reported them to the police, so why don't you think they would clip any terms of service violation? You think it would be off limits because it's your child? Like, but you're trying to ruin this guy's life by claiming he's a pedophile. Him a groomer, a possible groomer in his own Discord and stuff. And like, at that point, like, gloves are off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any expectation to not be a total douchebag to you and try to ruin your life back. Like, so I don't understand what her problem is then. I deleted the clip on the same. This is why I say if she had just stuck to the scam stuff and just dropped this whole thing of them terms of service stuff, because this evens out with her, what she's doing. She should drop that and just stick to the scam stuff and prove that he is a scam artist and just hurt him in that way so he doesn't scam anyone else. Instead, but she's throwing all these other things, and making things bigger than they are to try to show how much of a douchebag this guy is. Yeah. But in the end, nobody cares if you're a douchebag on the internet. Yeah, who cares if he's a douchebag? You're allowed to be a douchebag. Is he doing anything illegal? Probably not, because you filed a police report and nothing's happened in a year and a half. So probably he's not doing anything illegal, you know? And if he's a bit of a douchebag, well, make a video saying, you know, he's a douchebag and he scammed people. Yeah. She has screenshots of no, she doesn't. I have not seen that. I went through her Google stuff and I looked at all their evidence, and there was barely any evidence of him grooming it. In fact, he had the opposite. Yeah, in fact, he had an extra label for kids in the Discord so they don't go into adult they don't go into the adult channels because they had adult channels as well. Also showing him asking them to not expose themselves. And now she thinks it's unfair if people are defending themselves. Yeah, basically, she's throwing accusations out there, and she's upset that people are defending themselves. If you don't agree with her, she wants nothing to do with you, and she's gonna say that you're supporting her harasser now. Basically, is what she. I'll show the video of what she says after this in her video, and what she shows us basically, I guess, what she thinks is her best evidence, and they're barely even edgy humor around kids, basically, which who cares? That's not really indication that anything's going on. and then she showed that video from the other guy who has all this proof that she gave him the Google document. He went over it, and there's barely anything in there. There was the one girl he was saying they try to make it seem like it was bad, and you see she was like private messaging all the people in that Discord and like asking them, and it's like she's trying to push the point. She's always like, "How old were they? Were they minors? How old are they?" And almost every time they're like, "No, no, they were like 19. No, they weren't minors." You know, almost every time. And the one time that they were like, "Oh, they got a girl to be naked," instantly they said, "No, the girl was cool with it," and she was like 19.
She actually did it herself. No one asked her.
Well, she was like, was she underage? And the person she was talking to was like, "I don't believe so. I don't know her age, but she looked like she was like 19, 20. Like she didn't look like she was young." So, you know, no evidence there. And they were like, and then they even said that the second that girl was uncomfortable with her pictures being there, that they took it down instantly, and they took down the whole entire channel. Just her pictures, so it seems like they were respecting the girl's wishes. Like, I don't see where that issue is in that one, but we'll get to those. I deleted the clip and the same day it was made. Yesterday, Mr. Brockett claimed to have saved a video of my naked child on his computer, which I think is wrong. I think it was an image that the other girl saved, and then they were using it to TOS her. It wasn't for anything else, and they literally admit to it. That it's not like they were trying to hide that they had the pictures. They literally come out and say, "Yeah, we took that picture to report you to terms of service." Literally says it's because you've been running this harassment and reporting campaign against me, so I'm reporting you. Like,
but they don't care about that. They just want him to admit he had that video that somebody sent to him, and then that tips the scale for it being he's now not even an accused pedophile. He's for sure this guy's a pedophile.
Yeah, like, remember she was saying
a jump.
She was accused. Now he's saying the idea of a known pedophile, which she doesn't really have a known. You know, it's not really. Can anyone explain why these guys are simping so hard? Who is simping for Alec Baldwin?
Who is simping for Alec Baldwin? You know what?
Yeah, who was simping? Was it? Is he talking about us, or is he talking about?
We mentioned it in passing, basically.
Destiny?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about. Here? Is that a question?
It was mentioned at the beginning, but we're not on that.
Who is these guys? I don't know. I guess he can tell us who these guys are. I don't recall anybody simping for Alec Baldwin at any point.
You're a little late.
Even in the debates, like Destiny's debate with her, I don't recall him simping for Alec Baldwin either. I am stepping down. Okay. Let me see. Yesterday, Mr. Brockett claimed to have saved a video of my naked child on his computer, told me he was reporting it to Twitch. Yeah, for terms of service violation. Perfectly fine. The idea that a known pedophile, that you haven't even proved that he is, has a saved image of my unclothed 3-year-old daughter makes my stomach turn with disgust. Well, maybe you shouldn't have had your daughter on screen, and maybe you shouldn't start fights with people where they're watching your streams consistently to see if you violate any terms of service. Like I said, if I'm going to report someone to the police and try to get them banned from like Twitch or whatever because I think they're doing something wrong, I'm going to expect retaliation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be extra careful not to stream anything that would get me retaliated on because I know it's coming, right?
Come back on you. Yeah.
So it's kind of her own fault for not being careful about that because you know it's coming. Maybe don't stream anymore if you're going to do that just to be safe, you know? Like you're doing something serious. So you're basically... And it's a serious accusation. Like it's not like he's just saying, "Oh yeah, he scammed some people out of money." He's saying he scammed people out of money. He's a pedophile. He's a groomer. He's all these things. Like if you're gonna do that, expect repercussions. You know, like nobody's gonna take that and not attack back. You know. It's my turn. I reported both. Okay, she reported them both to Twitch. Okay, but also remember she reports them both to Twitch. But remember that Twitch is also receiving reports from both of those people, showing them that
came from
her stream and that she's violating terms of service. Now, of course, like I said, it's not a big deal. It was an accident, and she could appeal to Twitch and say, "Hey, look, it was an accident. I mean, I deleted, as you can see, I deleted them right away." And you know, and I'm sure Twitch would be like, "Oh, that's fine." But now she's reporting them back for reporting that to Twitch, of which she appeals. You know, like stuff like that. Like it doesn't make sense.
Her tweet about this, when I first read it, it sounded as if this man had a naked photo of a child and showed it on screen, because that's the way she words it, right? But then you find out that it's actually her child that runs on camera, and they've clipped that to report for terms of service. He didn't clip that. It wasn't even him that clipped it first off, but they didn't clip that to now show it on any other live stream. It was for the purpose of reporting it for TOS.
Right, and she wouldn't even know that happened unless they outright just came out and said, "Yeah, we saved that so that we can report you on it." I know you, because she was saying, "I deleted the clip," and he was like, and they were like, "Yeah, well, we saved it so we could report you." Like, so, like, so it's not like she had to get it out of them secretly or found out through somebody or leaked or whatever. They were talking secretly. No, they're outright saying, "Yeah, we saved that." You know, like, why would he say that if he thought he was literally a pedophile and could get in trouble for something? And this is where I was saying, there's nothing wrong with this. If you're watching a live stream and somebody on the live stream is watching, like say in the background, you see somebody watching a video and the video is of child exploitation, you can literally save that live stream so that you can report it, right? Like, if not, how else are you going to prove it? You're just going to miss the stream because, I can't save it because it's illegal to have it.
Ask you
no, you're recording a crime for the purpose of reporting the crime. It's fine. Well, in this case, a terms of service violation. Alongside Twitch and Discord, the police, FBI, and all the children organizations have moved very slowly on this. I wonder why they would move real slowly on this.
Yeah.
And remember, this is September 2020.
Yeah. And he was tipped off, not investigated.
Yeah, I don't think it was tipped off as much as they went to him and said, "Yeah, so this YouTuber chick is saying you're doing this and that."
No, he just has people in high and low places all over.
And he probably had to prove all that stuff to the police and to talk to them and show them, like, "Yeah, this is actually what's going on."
Yeah.
and they probably let them alone after that. Twitch and Discord, where the exploitation is occurring, continue to turn a blind eye to the rampant sexual harassment, stalking, and exploitation that occurs to many streamers on their platforms. I guess I don't think they turn a blind eye, as in there's like a lot of it happens and it's hard to keep track of all of it and investigate all of it. I have no words to describe how helpless this feels. In 2020, a man in a different state can ruin your entire life over the internet, and no one can stop him. And this is where I find the funny irony here is that it's a woman from another state trying to ruin this guy's life over the internet and is getting upset. And no one can stop her, right? Basically, and now she's getting upset that the man is doing it back to her.
Right.
And this is literally like woman slaps man 101. Like she comes up, slaps the man slaps her back, and now she starts crying. "How dare you slap me? He attacked me. How dare you attack me?" You know, like you attacked him first, like, and now you're playing victim and crying about it. Like, so she was quitting Twitch back then. Obviously, we know she's back on it now.
Every day
I'm stepping down from Twitch until they decide to take action on the literal hundreds of reports that have been made about this perverted lunatic. Now, I don't know if she even knows there's hundreds of reports. I think she might be making that up, or she might have ordered people to make reports and thinks that it's 100. But like, if you look at her YouTube channel, she's got like 2,000 subs, as much as I do. I don't know that many people. Like, if I made a video and said, "Hey, go attack this," I ain't getting hundreds of people reporting it. So I doubt she is either.
Yeah.
But even if she was, they're all hundreds of report on the same thing. So it's really only counts as one report because they look at it, investigate it, say, "Oh, there's nothing here," and now all those reports mean nothing.
She's harassing them in order to look into this faster.
Exactly.
End, but it still just counts as one report.
So. Reports have been made against me, against this perverted lunatic. I will no longer make money for a company that allows this kind of abuse and harassment to go without consequence for so long. And then this is the funny part to me is right here. Honestly, I haven't been able to monetize my stream since the abuse began, which I doubt. Again, you notice the thing with her too, that she ends up, when things happen around the same time, she tends to link them.
Link it all together.
Like, this video, Hunter made this video about me, and this guy said this. So that must mean that this link must mean this, and that link must mean this, you know? Like, and then it all becomes true to her when... Yeah, maybe some of those things link, but they don't mean that, you know? And you've made it true now without really verifying if it was, and then you're wrong, you know? I will no longer make... Okay, I read that already. Company that allows that kind of abuse and harassment to go without consequence for so long. But the truth is, she's doing the same thing to him.
Yeah.
So why, you know, like, if you're going to complain to Twitch for not going through with the reports you've been sending on this guy, you now have to make an argument on why they shouldn't go through with the reports he's been making on you, because you've literally been harassing him as well. And admit to doing so, and admit that you started it, that you started the harassment campaign against him. And everything he's done has been a retaliation, basically.
It's
Um,
kind of that one part there where you read like she like since this happened she can't profit off of her
hmm
streams. It kind of exposes what she's trying to do here if you think about it, where she's just making up a lie hoping that like the drama reaps
hmm
in some type of reward or at the end or whatever.
Right. And then thank you to the bots and spam have made my stream hard to sit through. Not to mention the constant fear of being doxxed. But she reported them to the police.
And then she
Isn't that the
got
fear of
sued.
being doxxed? Is it that you would get reported to the police or get swatted, which is practically like
Yeah,
swatting somebody,
yeah,
right?
pretty much.
That's the fear. You did the
You
thing that
did
people
that.
fear about being doxxed. You did to the guy, and now you're afraid he's going to do it back to you,
Yeah.
which is a valid fear because that's what you should expect when you
Yeah.
do those things, right? Just like I said, if you slap somebody, you should have a fear that they're going to retaliate and slap you back at some
Yeah.
point, right? If you
You're
don't
making
and
a
you're surprised by it, that's a weird thing. Like you don't understand how life works then.
that's a bold claim to accuse
Mhm.
somebody of pedophilia, and if that
Yeah,
bold claim
it's very
doesn't
bold.
end up being correct, like yeah, I'm a bit expecting somebody to come back with
hmm
full force at you.
Maybe
After
he
you
hasn't
do
said it, and
something.
for all we know, this guy's life was turned upside down when the police
Yeah.
came and raided his house and went through all his shit, and
Mm-hmm.
and he had to deal with days of police investigating and going through all his stuff, and he didn't say it, but
Yeah.
and then they didn't find nothing, you know. Thank you to my community for standing behind me throughout this entire ordeal. Hopefully, I will be able to return to the platform once someone steps in to prevent this man from threatening my family any more further, which is what you did to him.
She's
I love
still
you,
doing that,
IBX, but that's what she did to him. Admittedly, if
and
we
she
read it from the
has
beginning,
hate
that's how this all
campaigns
started,
against this
right?
guy. Like,
This man has a partner Discord server with 3,500 people in it, along with clear evidence the owner is being sexually inappropriate with children.
you know what? A
Sexually
lot of times,
inappropriate, this is what I said about sexually inappropriate can mean a lot of things.
yeah,
And there are levels of it where Discord might say that's not really enough to like
mm-hmm.
me to ban it or to say any, that might maybe a warning even.
Yeah,
Maybe for all we know, when they give you warnings, it's not like they announce it to the public. You just get a private message saying you're being warned by Discord.
yeah,
And maybe what she showed, this is what I'm saying, the things she's showing is not enough
yeah,
to
yeah.
show any serious allegation, to
Mm-hmm.
prove any serious allegation. So, like, basically what she's showing is very little things, very little evidence, and amplifying that evidence and
Right,
saying,
right.
like, this shows he's doing this.
This.
And it's like, no,
Right.
you're making a leap there, and you're
Yeah.
not showing what's in the middle of that leap. Like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
stuff in between there that you're completely skipping. And she doesn't get it, but. So she did that. And then yeah, here's a part where he admits this is weird. Like they're trying to bust him on admitting that he has the image but he admits it. He says, "Yeah, I put it on Twitch. Like I
And
reported
here's
it to
why
Twitch."
I did
Here,
it. Yeah.
wow, you can't listen to it. Yeah, he said using it. Yeah, you know what's funny is they kind of take it to the point in this where he's like, it's kind of like they're trying to bust him. Well, I think that's part of the video too, so we don't even have to watch that. We'll get to that when we get to it. Twitch has a stalker problem. Well, I mean, you're the stalker.
She's
You
she's
started a
stalking the
harassment
person she's
campaign.
accusing of
Yeah,
stalking.
yeah.
So she's doing it too.
And it's like, I understand there are limits to things, and if you start something, maybe the other person comes back even harder. But they've been going at each other this whole time, and she
almost 2
started
years.
it.
Yeah.
And it's a thing of like, if you want this to end, maybe stop talking
Stop.
about it,
Yeah.
and then he'll stop retaliating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as long as you keep going, he's going to keep retaliating.
Right.
How can I, like, say somebody reports me, I'm gonna defend myself against that, right? And if they
Yeah,
keep doing
yeah.
stuff and talking about me on the internet and accusing me of these things,
You
I'm gonna
retaliate.
consistently defend myself
Yeah.
and attack back. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and take it. So it's like, she thinks she's gonna do this and reveal and expose this guy, but the things she does isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And then she's expecting that he's gonna completely back down and end his career that he has online, which is not really a career, but you know what I'm saying.
No.
Victim blamers get blocked. But the funny thing is, she's not a victim here. She
No.
started this.
Yeah, just
Like,
asking
where's
her,
the
why
victimization against her that's like unwarranted? It's all pretty much warranted.
Any question she's gonna block you for. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't want you to question this. She wants you to take this as she's been wronged. Her daughter has been wronged, and now you need to get behind her because this guy's a creep in her eyes. When she hasn't proven any of this stuff, and she's
No,
just being the creepy person.
but meanwhile,
Like,
she admits doing it to him. Look right here.
yeah,
I think what a lot of people don't understand is the lengths we've gone, not only to get this person off the platform,
yeah,
but also to simply warn others so they don't become victims of him. Oh, so then how do you not expect him to retaliate back?
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And
Like you
I
thought,
understand you want to do this content, perfectly fine. If I make content and I found someone is scamming other people and I made that content about him,
right?
I'm coming out to do it expecting that guy to retaliate back and
Yeah.
come at me back. And I'm going to make sure I'm clean
Mm-hmm.
so they can't get me on anything. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Or whatever they get me on is nowhere near as big as the thing I'm getting. And it's important that I get them and that's it. But
Yeah.
she's not showing enough.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like now accusing somebody of being a pedophile or a possible groomer is not like that looks way worse than saying this guy scammed me out of something that was like a project with that was happening together. Like that's way worse than whatever wrong she thinks has happened before this. Like I don't know how she doesn't see that.
And then the Rain Plasma guy that she's ran a campaign for. Imagine blaming a parent for a barely 3-year-old running into a room. I mean, I can imagine that easily. I can imagine
yeah.
a parent for that. Let's say, let's say you're doing drugs in your bedroom,
And your child
and your
runs in.
3-year-old runs in and sees you shooting up heroin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame you for
I'm gonna
that.
blame you for
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is that not a thing? And now you're running a stream. Now I'm saying I would give a mother, a leeway. I understand that kids are hard to control, but you also have to accept accountability for it.
Yeah.
You can't just continue to have your kid running in your room over
Yeah.
and over again every time you stream without having any accountability for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
She
yeah,
is
accept
the-
accountability for it, and people can accept letting you slide on it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
She's the perfect example for how someone could imagine that because before this she goes to the cops and says this looks questionable, look into this guy. They find nothing, and now that person is aware of that. So yeah, I can absolutely
And it really-
BXBullet imagine this happening
Yeah.
to a parent.
And the goal is, and it doesn't even care about blaming you as a parent. The goal is you attacked me, so
Yeah.
I'm looking for any slight terms
sliver.
of service violation you're doing
Yeah.
to bust you on it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's been other ones that they've tried to report you on, and Twitch turned a blind eye to it because it was like, that's not even anything, no big deal, and they just blah blah blah. But I'm sure they're watching your streams over and over and making sure that they report anything that could possibly be a violation of terms of service.
Yeah.
Because you started this. That's what you should expect. And it says, it's now my pedo stalker's pinned tweet. Do you have any shred of decency at Hunter? But what
And
does
now
that have
it's
to do
just-
with Hunter, though?
Yeah.
That his pinned tweet is a video. You know what's funny is this video isn't even about that whole situation.
Yeah.
It's about Hunter's own personal drama with this chick, which we're going to watch now because
Leave
she
it
made
to
a video.
her, yeah, to try and twist this into having something to do with that encounter that they had. Like just crazy.
I think this was the latest video she did, but I think she streamed about him. But this is the video she made about Hunter. Oh wait, did this come out first, or did Hunter's video come out first?
I think Hunter's video. I think they did Hunter. Oh, with the anti-vax stuff that they did.
Yeah, what was the last video he did on her?
It was about the debate. I think that they had together.
She lost it.
Yeah.
BXBullet called me out. So the video she's talking about that this guy is pinning on her tweet, and she's saying that he's enabling her stalker, who's a pedophile, is because she called him out. Right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not sure whose video came out first. This is January 19. I don't want to go off chronologically. When did her video come out? It's like the same day. Oh no, 22nd. Okay, so Hunter's is first.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll watch some of Hunter's.
Oh, can you put it in the?
Oh yeah.
live feed?
Drop the frame rate. You don't need all that. You just need the sound. So basically, this is all about the vaccine debate he had, right? Okay, so he's calling her airhead, but this is because she started going at him on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
BX Bullet called me out, proves to be unhinged. And you guys know I'm not a fan of Hunter. I'm
Yeah.
not here to defend Hunter or protect, but this is one of the times Hunter's right. We did make that one stream before where it was Hunter against Shoe Head, and Shoe Head was being a total idiot on that.
Yeah.
And made Hunter look good. There's another one of those situations where people make Hunter look good, which is sad. But yeah, there's times where Hunter looks good. What are you gonna do? Oh wait, I gotta switch. Hold on, guys. There we go. So we'll go back to this. So BX Bullet posts this tweet where Hunter Avallone says, unfortunately, most pedos can't just stop being pedos. That's why it's crucial to distinguish between... Oh yeah, so she's trying to say that, yeah, this was so funny. Hunter Avallone is more generous to pedos than he is to the unvaccinated. But that's not exactly what he's saying here. That's a straw man already, because that's not what he's saying. In fact, he's literally saying that this is to help protect children, not to be not to be generous to pedos. The whole point is to help protect kids.
Yeah.
And then she's saying that, so she's already being uncharitable first off, right away, and not generous. So she's being disingenuous, not generous towards him in the first place, and then blaming it the other way around. But remember when you cried and said you were quitting streaming? Why don't you please just quit? Unironically, quit Twitch. It would be a net positive for the world, your mental health, and my sanity.
Yeah.
Which probably is true. But there he is with that same thing with Destiny, the argument that those right wingers that we did a stream on with Destiny, where they're saying, a way to protect kids from being harmed in the first place is to be proactive, about pedophilia, as opposed to waiting till it happens and then punishing the person. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we should prevent them from offending in the first place so that no kid gets hurt and repeats the cycle of abuse, since we know that abused kids end up turning into be abusers a lot of times. Right. So there's no issue with what he's saying there. No audio.
No?
How is there no audio?
Hang on.
Oh, okay. I see. Hold on. My bad. I think I should get it now. Hold on.
Yeah, no, there's no.
Hunter Avallone is more generous to pedos than he is to the unvaccinated.
Come on in a second, guys. Oh, now it's on.
I had to think about this one for a minute. Because this might be a bullet that I have to bite in some senses. And that is, yeah. In some ways I am.
See, there's nothing wrong with her saying here. He's saying in some ways he is. He's not saying he totally is every time. He's saying in some ways.
You have a pedo, for example, who's aware that they're a pedo. They haven't harmed anyone. And then they're trying to get help. Yeah. That person's probably doing a lot less harm to the world than someone who is maliciously anti-vax.
We're saying maliciously anti-vax. So that means a person who knows the vaccine does help save lives and is still anti-vax, right? Like maliciously, with bad intent.
Or maliciously...
So one has bad ideas, but is doing their best not to do the bad ideas. And the other one has bad ideas and is not even trying. Yeah, and not even trying to not do their bad ideas.
Vaccine bullshit. Vaccine hesitancy. Piping up like a little pipsqueak about ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. Therapy? Yeah, someone who's like maliciously...
Which, again, has nothing to do with the dude, right? So far, nothing to do with her beef with that other guy. This is strictly between the debate Hunter had with her, and after the debate, she was tweeting out shit like this.
Like,
anti-vax, like Candace Owens, for example?
No, but again, she's the one who started this. They had the debate, it didn't go well, they don't like each other, but she's the one pushing, like, he tweeted this. I don't think, was this at her? This is just a tweet he made. In general. It had nothing to do with her, but she's taking it and tweeting it out, using it to basically attack him. Yeah. And then he defends herself, and she uses that to be like, oh. And then she's just basically she starts these beefs. This is what I'm seeing, is she starts these fights and then plays the victim.
Paycheck by spreading bullshit that's harming people and harming the world.
Now, why should Hunter care who's retweeting and pinning his video? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right?
That's a ridiculous complaint to have online.
Yeah, who cares? If somebody that is evil retweets one of her videos, is she gonna delete that video or block? What?
I think she'd tell them to.
Why should she care? Why should he care?
Yeah.
About you having your beef with this guy that has nothing to do with him. Why should he care?
Oh, did she actually take ivermectin?
Eventually, we find out it does have something to do with him, but he turns it down. So it's like it's not a big deal. Like it has zero connection.
No. How do we know this? Got my horse dewormer.
Oh yeah, this is
She
where
said.
she's
Oh, yeah,
trying
when
to
you
say
find
that she's
out-
an expert on like the ivermectin.
I don't know how true this is because anybody could be bullshitting here, but this apparently this is a screenshot or a leak that she was saying in the debate with him.
Her doctor
That her
said it
doctor
was okay to take
prescribed.
her
No, that's not what he said. She said her doctor prescribed ivermectin to her. That's what she said in the debate. He finds out later that when she's talking and through screen caps that she actually got it from a friend who was prescribed to, and then when questioned on that, she said, "Oh well, my doctor said." It would be okay for me to take it. And it's like, I don't feel like your doctor would recommend that. Like, that sounds like bullshit. And I'm not believing that at all.
Vaxxer. This is how. Because you're a quack shill.
I don't know if that
and you think being terminally stupid.
That's kind of dumb, but
I have literally all my.
Because I don't really care about the vaccine.
Some people believe that if they get pills from
prescription drug, yeah, he looks it up and it says it's illegal for a doctor to tell you to take someone else's prescription.
So it's questionable.
Either BX Bullet, let's think, guys. Either 2 brain cell airhead
Which is true. That sounded illegal to me off the bat.
Served with the. Remember at first.
So then Destiny, I don't know what, but he said, "Why, LOL?" And he says, "Why take a doctor-prescribed medication to calm?" Oh, that was probably the screen cap. And he's like, "Why? Like, why would you take someone else's medication?" He says, "Why take a doctor?" But this is the tricky wording. She says, "A doctor-prescribed medication," but was it prescribed to you? Like, your doctor prescribed means nothing unless it's prescribed to you specifically. That's the whole point of what prescriptions, how they work. Medication to combat an illness. You know, I'm vaxxed and high risk, right? Why be a huge piece of shit to someone publicly, then pretend to be their friend behind the scenes? Why act like your computer is full of brain? It's why? Oh my god, she's very aggressive and spiky.
She was like, "Oh, I'm just
good
faith. I just have some questions. I'm just a little skeptical." And of course, so the pedos, then I am to the unvaccinated, more generous to someone who is seeking and live a happy, fulfilled life.
But this is the video. Like, it has nothing to do with that.
But I blocked her, because she wasn't going to block me to save it.
He says the same thing. Remember the time you literally blocked me on Twitter for saying I wouldn't come on your show, then unblock me to say this, douche. Sounds like you have a lot to say. Sorry, you'd rather hide. That's his tactic, though. But there's nothing wrong with it except being like a stupid child. Like, you chicken, big. You know, it's just being a child. Like I said, have fun being spineless if you change your mind, blah, blah, blah. She says, "I don't like you, and believe it or not, I have my own content that doesn't revolve around tearing others down. Have a good day." So, yeah.
Lie.
And he says, "It wasn't a weirdo anything. I was covering your debate with Destiny, LMAO. Either way, blocked." Which is something you should expect. Destiny, there's like a group of people that all cover each other all the time, right? Like, you can imagine that anybody who goes on Destiny stream, at some point, Hunter's going to cover it, probably Dylan Burns and all these guys, they're all going to cover it, right? So you should expect to be covered by these people. Completely. I don't see a problem.
Change your mind.
Except for him acting kind of like
I don't know
who, but who cares? He's allowed to act like a kid if he wants.
Brain farm, so I don't know how she got it. Oh, it's fine, honey. Who did you influencer where you show off your guns? So first of all, reminder, because people are like, sex workers get enough shit.
Yeah, but he's basically telling her to quit for her own mental health because he's like being on the
posting
internet,
pictures of it's tax
driving you nuts.
I think crying face behind the house.
But he's laughing about it, right? This chick's busting out, and then so she makes this video.
Well, it looks like my stalker, Matt Brock.
So much at the beginning because she's made such a mess of all of this stuff that if you're not following up from almost 2 years ago, you're going to be out of the loop a little bit. And she's not even going to fill you in all that much. She leaves out a lot of what happened before all of this to possibly connect the dots of how she got in this mess now.
aka Rain Plasma on Twitch, has found a new avenue with which to harass me, and that avenue appears to be Hunter.
But this is weird to say I'm harassing you through someone else when everything Hunter's done has nothing to do with that beef. She does find some stuff, and it's really in DMs, so it's not like he
Yeah.
was doing it publicly even.
No.
So
She
literally,
brought everything private out to now have to be public.
Yeah.
Herself, like
and then because he's retweeting it and liking it, that means he's
They're colluding
and
together.
that he's got to, and that Hunter should do something about it. Like
Yeah.
why? In fact, she's already been antagonistic with Hunter enough that Hunter she shouldn't even expect Hunter to like help
Have
her
her
in
back
any way.
anymore,
Like
yeah.
why would he? I wouldn't. If he
No.
acted that way towards me,
it's like
I'd be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. She
Yeah.
could be like, oh, Hunter, oh, did this guy pay you to make a video? Yeah, or, and
Yeah.
like so. Oh well, he did this to me. Yeah, I don't care. You did that to me.
The
So
way-
why should I
yeah.
care that someone's doing it to you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like even without knowing the stuff that she's claiming he did, the same thing she's doing to him, she's done to Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the same thing that she's claiming he's doing is stuff that she's done to Hunter. So it's like, why should I care? Like
yeah.
Avallone.
you've destroyed that expectation of people being
If you
nice
didn't
to you
already
or
hear about my
not doing
situation with Matt Brockett, either because
Here's
you're
what
not
she's gonna try to
following me
explain
on
it.
Twitter, tisk tisk, or because you're living in a cave, let me give you the
Now,
TLDR.
meanwhile, she's calling out his name. So when
Yeah.
she's talking about doxing, I don't know if his full name was out there before.
Neither do I. I
So,
don't know if you.
He may have revealed what his name was. I don't know if she's doxed his address or anything like that, but I'm sure she has it, considering she filed a police report on this.
Yeah.
thing. So I'm not gonna doubt that she's talking about she's afraid of being doxxed because she doxed him probably, like
Yeah.
most likely. I'm not sure if that's fully the case, but I'm gonna guess that that's part of it.
Matt
Or at
Brockett
least to
is
some
a
extent.
serial harasser, accused pedophile, and known scammer who has
Now
been
remember, so far, he's an accused pedophile so far. So when you put accused before something, you're admitting that you don't know if that's true. I would never say somebody is an accused thief if it
Without
wasn't
knowing.
that I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
If I was sure, I would say he's a thief.
Yeah.
And I have the solid proof to prove it, right? So right now she's already admitting it's accused.
Right.
And she says this many times about Hunter too, and saying, "Oh, he already knows at this point that he's an accused, blah blah blah." Yeah, but if he's accused, then that's one of those things where, like, yeah, just because he's accused doesn't mean that he did it.
Yeah.
Though. So like you can accuse people of all kinds of things. That doesn't mean that people should stop working with those people if it never gets proven.
Matt Brockett is a serial harasser.
A serial harasser,
Serial harassment.
of which she admits did not start until she reported him to the police.
Right. Right.
So he's a serial harasser because you started it.
Accused pedophile,
An accused pedophile because you're accusing him of that. Nobody else. You're accusing him of that.
Yeah.
Before that, nobody else accused him of that, right? Or he wasn't harassing them either. you
and
either.
known scammer
And
who
known
has been
scammer is the only
attacking me
thing
quite
that
publicly,
I
but
might-
also
that I might
privately
give to
as
her,
well
because
for
it
over
seems
a
like
year
he
now.
might have scammed some people. But if that's the issue, stick to that.
Yeah.
Don't make it about other things, because now you're just harming your evidence that you have that he's a scammer. You're
Right.
harming that by making all this other exaggerated fake stuff that people are like, oh, now I don't believe shit about anything you say.
Yeah.
After discovering that he had been sending pornography and other inappropriate
Sending porn. If
Look
it's
at
this,
this proof.
that's what she says, but I don't know if that is. She also, right now, she says these are things she's saying without any proof. Sending pornography. She hasn't shown any proof of him sending pornography, right?
Pretty sure.
after discovering that he had been sending pornography
I don't know if anybody would consider that pornography. I would not. It's an emote on Twitch.
Emote.
Right? Like,
An
so it's
emote on
allowed on
Twitch.
Twitch. And it's allowed on on Discord.
Yeah.
And it's allowed on Discord in servers where
Yeah.
children are in. So I'm gonna say it's not pornography.
It's an
Or at least
emoji
that
on
Discord
every
doesn't
phone.
consider pornography. And if they did, it's not his fault that they allow it on those sites, right?
Yeah.
and
He
other
shared the
inappropriate
peach, like that would have been tipping the scale
Mm-hmm.
because everybody knows what the peach is.
sexual messages to children.
Inappropriate sexual messages to children. Remember
Yeah.
this now. I don't know if any of these are children. This is not good enough evidence for me. And on top of that, this is not contextualized. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's being said before or after,
Yeah.
who he's
In
responding to
between, yeah.
exactly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm pretty sure I'm better at sex than anyone in here, in my opinion. I don't find a problem with that.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, not true. I don't see a problem with that. He could have been saying that to all the adults.
Yeah.
And if there are old children in there, then he's just saying a true statement because
Yeah.
they haven't had sex yet.
He's
So,
experienced,
he's
they're
going to
not,
be better
like,
at it.
yeah.
That's a true statement. This one is edgy humor around kids. Not that big of a deal. Here he is again. N or low. I don't know what that means. LOL. That's not how that works. You're gonna go to jail for a long time if you really did that and get caught.
I don't know
But
what's
almost
wrong with
all of us are minors, and he says doesn't
Doesn't
matter. So
matter.
so he's basically saying it doesn't matter. That's not how it works. You
Yeah.
can't do that. He's basically denying a child from doing something that would be illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah.
In a
So
Discord
that's a big nothing.
But
And,
because
and
the
maybe
word minor was
maybe there was
mentioned.
more context to this that makes more sense. But this is like a long time ago, and none of this. I don't even know if that's a child. Well, he says almost all of us are minors.
What does
I don't
that
know if
mean?
that's even true.
What
They
does
could
that
be
mean?
lying, but if
Yeah.
they are minors, to what extent?
Yeah.
What is he saying anything here that shows that he's doing anything illegal? Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
server. I intervened
I think it's
in
weird that she would
And you
pick
know
these.
what?
It's almost as if she thinks this is the best evidence.
Like,
and
does
it's
her
nothing.
3-year-old have a Discord account or something? Because her child apparently was used in this way on her, like, own mistake, you know, for this guy that she's now calling a pedophile. Are these people in here 3 years old?
Yeah.
Because that's the age of her child.
Yeah, and then she's saying, "Oh, known pedophiles taking pictures of my 3-year-old to turn to Twitch." I mean, if he's hitting on 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, that doesn't mean that he's going to be into
Yeah.
3-year-olds. Those are totally different things now. But either way, none of this is really any good proof. And can just think about it. If you went to the police with this, what do you think they would say?
What
If
is
you
the-
went to Discord with this, what do you think they would say?
Yeah.
They would be like, "This isn't that big of a deal." Like I said, if anything, they might give them a warning.
Yeah.
They might just be like, "Hey, watch how you
Watch what
talk
you're doing."
around kids." But this isn't anything big. So to put this out there to say, like, in the middle of saying that he's a known pedophile and sexually appropriate around children, and then showing this as if that's the best evidence of that. Like, I hope she's not just randomly picking stuff, and this
Yeah.
isn't the best evidence.
and attempted to bring him down. As
An
a
attempt
result,
to
I
bring
was
him down, but if that's your best evidence, you got nothing. Your attempt to bring him down was horrible, and now all you did was alert him that you're trying to maliciously attack him. You know, so he's gonna react.
targeted for
right?
harassment by this man. And so far, the
I
police
was targeted by harassment, deservedly.
He's just defending himself.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he's
think-
taking it as harassment.
To me, that sounds like you deservedly are being harassed by this.
Yeah.
or
So
the
far,
FBI
by her own admission, she doesn't think she deserves. By their own admission of how she started this,
Yeah.
it sounds like he has a right to do it, to attack you back.
Twitch, Twitter,
You
Discord.
basically tried to ruin his life, and
Yeah.
you know, and try to get him arrested
Yeah.
and kicked off
You
of all his
should eat that
platforms
for
of
a
how he
while.
makes money. I'm assuming he makes money off the internet. And you're
Yeah.
trying to ban him off everything, so you're trying to ruin this guy's reputation, possibly get him arrested, ruin his livelihood so he can't make money, and then you're getting upset that he launched a harassment campaign against you. You launched a harassment
Have been
campaign
no
against
help to
him.
me
You
at
scroll
all.
down into
Late-
her description, she has instructions of what
Yeah.
accounts of his to report and then block him. Like,
All
she's
his
doing it.
aliases she puts on there. It says block and report this guy, report then block, all these things. Like what?
In 2020, all of the
I like how
harassment
she says report and block. Like don't keep following the dude to see if anything. It's like don't listen to any of his evidence or anything he says.
Yeah.
Just block him and ignore him because I don't want you to hear the other side.
kind of came to a head when Matt was sitting in my Twitch chat and he clipped an incident where my 3-year-old
Wasn't
daughter
him.
Which it wasn't
Was
him,
not
and she
him.
has no evidence that he did clip it. He
already been
so-
proven.
so-
ran
who it
into my
was.
room while I
They
was
admitted
streaming
that it
because
wasn't
He
him.
may have had the saved image from someone else,
Someone
but he
sent it
didn't.
to him.
He wasn't the one who clipped
was
it.
barely 3 years old. She had removed her clothes and was only wearing a pair of kind of skin-colored panties at the time. Now, although she wasn't truly naked, she was unclothed and probably did appear to be naked to the people in the stream. Obviously, I removed her from my room immediately. I ended the stream.
Right.
At the time, I didn't
But
have
everybody gets this, and we could give her leeway on that. But you must understand that that is still her fault.
Yeah.
She still must accept the accountability of that happening
Yeah.
and not being safe enough. I mean, she got a room with guns in the back, and her 3-year-old's just running
Running
around.
in there.
I'm sure none of those guns are loaded or able to shoot anything. They might even be fake, but still.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, if you think it's bad that your kid's running on stream and you don't want that, and you don't want to get terminated from a channel for terms of service, stuff like that, you should be extra careful about it.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe keep your camera high enough so that if she does walk in the room, she's below the camera, right?
Yeah.
Like you could do something like that. But she doesn't do that. As you can see, if the girl runs into the room, you could still see her. So it could happen again. I don't know if she locks the door or whatever now. But either way, if it happened again, she's held accountable for it.
Yeah.
So none of the, and then you launch the harassment campaign on someone and try to take down their channels and Discord and all this stuff.
Before this
And you
incident,
think they're not going to use this for terms of service? Of course,
he
anybody
filed a
would.
police
Why
report
wouldn't
on
they?
this guy before this incident occurred. So that's like an important piece of information to have before listening to her explain all this.
Have a be right back screen. Otherwise, that probably would have been the best option. But unfortunately, I reacted very quickly to her running in. So I just grabbed her, pulled her out. I attempted to delete the VOD, but it appeared that somebody who actually...
You didn't attempt to delete the VOD. You did delete the VOD.
Yeah.
It's just somebody had saved it before you deleted it.
turned out to be working with Matt, because Matt was banned from my channel at the time, had actually clipped the incident.
Yeah, so it wasn't Matt. Now she started this by saying Matt clipped it, and then just admitted now that Matt couldn't have clipped it because he was banned from her channel, and so someone else did it for her. So that's already she already caught herself in her own lie.
Quickly saved the clip of my naked...
So this is supposed to be him. It says, maybe BXBullet should keep her naked child in another room and not run on stream. I have the clip and the video, not Danielle. Leave her alone. Yeah, that's saying that girl Danielle clipped it, saved it, and then gave it to him. And then she deleted it, and then he reported it, and then probably deleted it too, maybe? You don't know. We don't know what happened after that. I'm going to assume he got it to report her. He did report.
He deleted it.
And now he's saying,
daughter
leave
to
her
his
alone,
computer
leave the
and
other
began
girl.
to publicly taunt me and threaten me with the clip, and also
That's not him. That's her taunting. Your BX tried to delete it, but we saved it.
They're explaining why they
Naked
saved
child on stream, LOL. That's against TOS.
Those are they clipped it. She clipped it to send to him to report to Twitch because it's against TOS. That's the reason why.
Yeah. I don't see a problem
I don't see
with
any
that.
confusion about that.
Because she called the police on him, reported him, tried to get him off Discord, accused him of pedophilia, all these things. I think that's warranted.
Yeah.
threatened to get me banned from Twitch for it. A truly
But you
disgusting
threatened to ban
act
him
by
from
a
Twitch.
person
Yeah,
who,
ban
by
from
all
Twitch, so
accounts, appears to
what's the
be
problem?
an actual pedophile. After
By
publicly
all
releasing a
accounts,
statement.
but what accounts? You haven't shown any accounts. By what accounts? You haven't shown any accounts that he is. You've shown him make edgy humor, like in front of kids, but not really directed towards them, you know, like so.
This is where she starts to expose how selective she is with any information she's gathering up to this point, because she's going to show the video in a moment of this guy being questioned for this stuff, and it's just so telling of how, like, just exactly where she just stops looking into all this stuff and just says, "Well, my point's been made," so that there's that,
And kind of proves herself wrong, because the guy is quite open about why he had that, and why he was using it. He said, and he's not like, you could tell. He doesn't understand, and he's not ashamed of it, and doesn't understand what they're trying to say. Because he's like, you don't think that's bad? And he was like, I guess I did it to, report her to Twitch. You know, because she's been as retaliation.
About the incident. My tweet quickly blew
up.
up.
Then, I don't know. The only other argument I see here is her saying that he took it too far by doing that. But I don't see that as being too far, because I feel like she took it too far. Like, I feel like she's already taken it really far, and almost anything is open now. Yeah. Like, except for like physical altercations and stuff like that, almost anything's open now. Like life ruining, I'm gonna reveal this about you stuff. Like, that's all ready to go.
Like, eggplant emoji, the word minor and sex, all used kind of roughly within the same time or in the same server, and she was like, "Whoa. This guy, we need to look into this man now," and ran with that, and now she's wondering why she's getting hit back with this shit.
Now here's another funny thing of little understanding of how things work. She puts this clip that we read earlier, right? This thing, and she tries to say it has 1 million impressions. Almost making it seem like she thinks 1 million people have clicked on this and read that thing, but.
It only means they clicked on this tweet.
But,
that is all it means.
It's nowhere even near it, and it doesn't help understand if they agree. Like, the likes are only at 6,000 something.
Yeah.
The retweets are only 1.5, nothing. Yeah. Comments 274, nothing. Profile visits from this is 53,000. Yeah. So she didn't even get that many more people looking at who she is. Like,
no one shares this and says, like, I have something now. Like, look at me. Like, you've gained no new people from this at all.
The funny thing is, 1 million impressions, 0 new followers. Yeah. Link clicked 82,000. So only 82,000 times did somebody click the link. Not a million. She's making it sound like 1 million people read her her thing, but not even nowhere near close to 1 million people even clicked the link,
And
let alone read it. You don't know.
Less than that even retweeted
Yeah, even
it.
less than that retweeted. So that means 82,000 people read that, and only 1,500 people retweeted it after that. And only 6,500 people even liked it after that. Like, so I think the majority of people clicking it are either being like, this is nothing, don't even read it, or, you know, don't agree with her. The majority of them don't then. But she tries to make it sound like 1 million impressions means something.
Yeah, it does.
It just means it
ended
popped
up
up on a
reaching
lot of
over
people's
1
feed.
million impressions on Twitter. And still, nothing was done by anyone. Some big YouTube
Yeah, because
channels
1 million impressions is nothing. It's funny. Nothing was done even though it had 1 million impressions. But
so what? That doesn't mean anything.
It's funny that herself posted all the other stats that go with that show that the impressions meant nothing because nobody really interacted with it. So funny.
Also ended up making videos about the incident, and one of those was Upper Echelon Gaming. They made a really great video that summarizes the entire situation. I've linked it down below in my description. Highly suggest you give it a watch if you want
some of it you might
more
think is
detailed
kind of
information
borderline,
on
but it's
just
not
how
really
bad
much.
this Matt guy actually is. Once the ensuing drama over the incident became too much for poor Maddie to bear, he fortunately retreated from the internet for several months, and I thought that I could finally have some peace. Unfortunately, that peace was short-lived, and Matt re-emerged into
but why would you report someone to the police and try to get them banned off everything and then expect for there to be some peace for you? Like, that's the life you chose. You chose to be a person who does public content, first off, so anybody can respond to you and do public content about you. But secondly, you decide to be a public content person who goes after people. So you have to expect that people are going to go after you too, right?
I feel like this is like a high school level understanding of what happens when if you kick somebody or make a big accusation like this, if it's not true, they're going to hit you back. And just like you're going to be that target, or that thing is going to be reminded of as anytime that you're around, like just to grill you on that a little bit, or just like, you know, twist it a little bit just to see like you did something stupid and you're being called out on this stupid thing you did.
I mean, it goes right back to even how she labels this. It's like Hunter Avallone enabling my harasser without telling you that she started the harassment. Yeah. The harassment started on her end, and the only reason that guy's harassing her is because of something she did.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't just randomly start harassing her out of nowhere. You know?
Twitch community,
but that's the way
name.
She tries to label it. Like, oh, I was just innocently trying to report this evil man to the police. You know, like, well, you have to expect something back. Like, you
Plasma
can't just
Rain.
do that and think that everybody's gonna leave you alone.
Rain Plasma, sorry. He changes his name so often to avoid getting banned that I can't even keep up with it. Anyways, now he's on Twitch again as Rain Plasma, and he's doing this as a Pokemon card breaker. People very quickly realized that he was conducting a scam with the Pokemon card breaks, and somehow ended linking him back to me by seeing the document that I had compiled with a list of all of his transgressions with minors in Discord. And this resulted in another highly coordinated effort to bring him off the platform that was, all in all, completely unrelated to me. Unfortunately, this led Matt back to me because he does blame me for all of the hate. He does blame me for everything bad that happens to him.
Not everything bad, but you are a big part of why things bad things happen.
Targeted by this man.
You know what? At this point, I really don't care that she's been scammed out of something, because what she's done is much worse in my eyes. I really don't care about
now she's gone past the scam thing and made it into, I'm going to maliciously attack this man.
Any abuse that she's trying to claim she's also suffered at the hands of this guy before making this bullshit now, I don't care about that either. Because she's said and made such a lie that she's continuing to run with, linking Hunter Avallone into this stuff now too. Like,
Hunter.
I'm not a fan of Hunters either, but like, this is just insane.
When really all she had to do is, if she was scammed, just make a video of how he scammed you and maybe bring on some people to talk about how they they were scammed by him.
But no,
and that's all you need to do, and mission accomplished. You know,
but since that time, she hasn't been able to make any profit off of her streams, and this is really just telling as to what she's trying to do. She's trying to swindle people for money and views.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
But she's trying to get more attention out of drama and stuff, and now she's wrangling Hunter Avallone in because he has 600 something thousand subs, you know, like, so now she's getting a bigger audience
She's the one that
to
thinks
come in.
that number is a big deal.
Meanwhile, we're
think
looking
that
at it here. This video's only had 1,640 views, so it hasn't had many views. I think more people have watched this video through Hunter than they have at her video, at her place. Look at this. She has about as many subs as I do. I might have a little more than her at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe she has a little more. But we're about the same, and she barely has any views on that, on something that she's trying to amplify, trying to swindle Hunter into it. Like, Hunter shouldn't have even replied
So
to
as
this
of
with
recently, this
views.
has mostly
Why are you even
consisted
giving
of
attention?
him hating on me on Twitter and
Thank you, Destiny. LOL. BX is having a rough few weeks. Yeah, because you launched a harassment campaign against him. So now he's retweeting when people dunk on you. Like, why wouldn't he? There's things that make him feel validated in his position.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? Well, I'm sure she retweets everybody who's been talking shit about that guy. Because it validates her position.
Yeah.
So she's probably tweeting that stuff.
Yeah.
But she's blaming these people for being retweeted by who? So?
tweeting
Like, you're
people
doing the
who
same
hate
thing.
on me on Twitter. Most notably, he retweets almost every Hunter Avallone post that has to do with
He's a
me.
fan.
Hunter
It sounds
Avallone.
like
Right.
He's a
Well,
fan.
he's a fan, and also Hunter's. You have also harassed him.
Yeah.
So it's a validation to say Hunter made this video on how this girl won't stop harassing him, basically,
And look,
or
he's
attacking
doing
him and
it
then
to
playing
this guy,
victim.
too.
That's what happened to me. So
Yeah.
it's validating for him to do that. Makes total sense. Why
As you probably figured out by now, really doesn't like me. And I don't honestly know why that is. I think that
I don't know why Hunter doesn't like me.
I don't know.
I wonder, after she herself showed the interactions between them, why do you think he doesn't like you?
Oh my God.
just considers me to be anti-vax, which I don't consider to be true. I am vaccinated with Pfizer, so I don't understand, how being against mandates makes me anti-vax, but I digress. I'm not going to get into that debate today. Don't worry. So
It's a
things
whole other thing.
began to boil over again with Matt about 3 days ago when he sat down on Twitch Live with a Pokemon card breaker who's also a Twitch partner and
What's
streamer
that? I don't even
called
know what Pokemon
Gabagool
card
King.
breaker
In this
is.
discussion, Matt
What's a
openly
breaker?
admitted
Pokemon
to
cards
clipping
are-
my naked child from my Twitch stream and saving it to his computer and blackmailing me with it as retaliation
I don't think
It
it
was
was.
for what he
blackmail.
Or
perceived
was
to
it a
be
blackmail
harassment
because he
that
was
was my
like, if
fault.
you leave
And I'll
me
play that
alone,
clip for you now
then I
so that
won't
you can
report you
see
for this.
exactly what that entailed.
You stated on your stream last Friday that you were desperate to blackmail BX. Those words came out of your mouth, and then that is why you used the picture. And you
Yeah.
justified that it wasn't about pedophilia. It wasn't about.
I mean,
trying-
honestly, if she's reporting him to police, banning all his accounts, that he's got to make new accounts and stuff like that, I would understand why he would be desperate to blackmail her, to have something. You don't want?
You already gave me.
Oh, I did. Well, I would understand why he would be desperate to try to stop her from doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense that he would blackmail her and be like, "Hey, leave me alone, please. Can I just
Yeah.
just run a channel here and you leave me alone?"
Just neither of us
trying
talked
to
to
obtain child pornography, that it was being used as blackmail. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and asking you in the context of how you said that, why is that appropriate? And how is that? Go ahead.
So it's not that particular incident, maybe not appropriate, but that was the only thing we were trying to do was get her banned. It could have been anything else. A fucking gun could have went on in the background or whatever, or a bomb could have exploded in the background or something. It could have been TOS. That we would have did this.
Anything TOS
Totally.
is what he's saying
Yeah.
they were looking for.
Mhm.
This fell into their lap, and they said, "Awesome, let's go and report this now."
And
that's
honestly,
what's
you've
that.
reported this guy to the police. You've gotten people and used your channel to try to get this guy kicked off of Twitch. You
Yeah.
reported him to Discord and Twitch.
Yeah,
I don't see how this is not appropriate. I
No.
think it's totally appropriate.
it's
Yeah.
actually kind
I
of
think it's
ironic
actually
that it was
an
this
ex-
that
it-
got him that they found, because it's similar to the thing that she accused him of child like being a groomer, a pedophile, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you want to call it, and now this is the thing that happens to her.
And you
like,
think if
her
he
thing.
really felt like he was those things, he wouldn't do that, because then he'd be like, "Oh, they can use this against me, and then they'll look in my computer and they'll see what I'm doing," or something like that, right?
Yeah.
But instead, he's like, "No, yeah, I took that. I wanted to report it to TOS."
Yeah.
Like, to me, that kind of shows that he's not a groomer or a pedophile, and he has nothing to be afraid of, it seems like.
Yeah.
The fact that she says she went to the police, unless that's not true and she's lying,
Mm-hmm.
but if she went to the police and the fact that they didn't do anything, and he knows that she went to the police from what she's saying,
Right.
kind of sounds like to me like he was investigating, there was nothing there, and
Yeah.
he's totally feels validated that he's
there
not
was
anything
nothing.
that she's accusing him of.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me. And now it sounds like he literally was like, "I'm just trying to get her to leave me the fuck alone,"
Yeah.
at this point,
It could have been anything.
Same thing. We would have clipped it and reported it. It just so happened that happened.
Yeah.
That
So-
person took the clip.
Yeah, it
And-
just so happened that
It
that was
just
the
so happened
violation
that
of
that
terms of
was what it
service she
was.
found. They
Like-
were watching her,
Yeah.
as would I if she did if launched a campaign like that. To me, for sure, I would watch everything she did on the internet and report anything I found, any little problem I found, I would do. And she's in the chat right now. Look at her right here,
Oh, because
BXBulletTV. She's in the chat right
this is because this is some guy's channel.
now. Yeah, there's the
Will
guy
something
talking to
or
him,
other.
calling it
Yeah.
to catch a predator. Meanwhile, he's not catching anything.
Yeah.
And she's saying this is him admitting that he did this, but what he did isn't that bad because of
No.
what you did first. You know what I'm saying?
Way worse.
I would say this was bad if she never did anything to this guy and he did that out of the blue and she doesn't, they have no connection. I would be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this guy's a total asshole. Why the fuck would he do that? It's douchey. Like it's an accident, let her slide, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But no, she's the one who went after him first. So
Yeah.
I don't blame him for taking anything he can get off her off the internet
Yeah.
to post to get her banned
Like
from her channel or anything else because that's what she's doing to him. She's trying to get him banned off of some really slight evidence that's
Yeah.
not very strong evidence.
And when I first saw this, I thought, wow, that's really shitty if that guy did that. I had the question in my head though of how did he get that picture though? And then I tweeted to her, if this happened, she should report it, to TOS and share them this clip. I didn't watch the clip at first, honestly, to hear why he had saved this or how this video became saved on his computer. And I didn't hear the purpose of it. So I thought he was guilty at first because I had no context until a little later
Yeah.
we saw this.
A
But
lot of
until
people think
then,
he's guilty
she had
of
blocked
it,
me for this stuff because I didn't just flat out agree. Like,
And even if he was guilty, she's going about this in a way that makes it seem like he's not. Like she's
Yeah.
doing more damage to her own accusations against him than is by exaggerating and making things wrong, right? Because
Right.
everything she's shown is not what she says. It's way lighter than what she says.
yeah,
It's like she's exaggerating everything, right? Look at this sexually inappropriate, which is a huge generic term for jokes he was making
Right,
with
right.
kids in the same server that's out of context. I don't know what else was going around, who he was actually responding to, what was the thing asked that he replied with that. The one where he's like, I'm definitely better than everybody in here at sex and blah, blah. What was being
What
talked
was
about
said
before that?
before
I don't even know
Yeah.
where that came from. Like,
Yeah.
that's how the clip starts. So it's like, huh?
We reported it.
So you're saying that you were willing to go to any
To me,
length, no
that's
matter
not
how
enough to
depraved it was
report
get back at this
somebody.
person.
Like, that's
Yes.
crazy
You
that you would
find
report
that
someone to the police.
Disgusting about yourself, because I think the rest of us do. I think everybody finds that disgusting.
It's retaliation.
I don't find it disgusting at all.
no.
I think he's totally
think
warranted in doing it. I think he's justified in doing that for sure.
I think it's way
And
more
his
disgusting to accuse somebody of pedophilia
Yeah.
with absolutely no proof.
And then
trying to run with this as the
and
proof.
not just like barely any proof that and basically like not being validated or invalidated by seeing that nobody's taking this seriously, like the Twitch or Discord or the police or FBI that you keep tagging.
Yeah.
Seeing that, like, and still thinking that you could still harass this guy
Yeah.
and still keep on. I mean, you're bringing it on yourself. Like I
Yeah.
said, if you don't want this kind of stuff to happen, stop talking about this guy.
Yeah.
You stop talking about this guy and your people stop harassing this guy every time he tries to stream,
Yeah.
he's going to not talk about it anymore.
Right.
Right? Maybe if you want, quietly watch him. And make sure he doesn't do anything that that you can report him on. Do
Yeah.
that. But if
Yeah.
you keep harassing this guy
Harassing him.
and literally posting stuff against him and talking about him, he's not going to stop retaliating
No.
against you, right? And he's warranted to do that, especially since you have not been able to prove anything on him
Yeah.
to an extent that shows he's committing any crime. You
Yeah.
know?
It's disgusting.
It's probably disgusting. It's
I don't think it's
retaliation.
Why can't you just say it
It's
is? It's
retaliation.
probably. Why can't you just
He
admit
just
that
said
doing
it.
that?
Yeah, but he doesn't
disgusting
care
thing
that
to
it's
do?
I mean, you could say that, but like what he's saying is she's sunk to such a level that I don't care that if I do disgusting things
'Cause
as
she did something
retaliation
disgusting
because
first.
he did disgusting thing to her. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, if you take a shit in your hand and you fling it at me, make sure don't get upset when I fucking shoot
When it
diarrhea
back
up
at
my
you.
ass at
Yeah.
you. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like if you want to play dirty, he's gonna play dirty too.
Yeah.
Like that's just the way things
It's a
go.
terrible thing to do, and it was retaliation for all the
Can't
other
say
shit
it.
that she's
Yeah,
done to me.
he's
He
admitting
admitted
it's a terrible thing to do, but it was
But
retaliation
it
for
was
what she did to me.
retaliation.
But right, but she
That
had
was the
never
problem.
gone to that level. Do you like?
Yes,
you-
she
Yes, she
did.
did.
She
Yes, she
did.
did. Yes, she did.
Sir, she charged. She
For
went
sure
to
she
the
did.
police and filed a report.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she did it.
But see how she's in the chat talking out of context? Just so happened he took a naked pic of a child and saved it to his comp.
Won't
It
mention
didn't just so
hers.
happen. It happened because
It
you
was on
launched a
purpose.
harassment campaign and reported him to the police. And
Yeah.
all. That's why he did it, so he can report you back as retaliation for all the stuff you did to him.
Are you like totally morally bankrupt, or do you like have like a moral
I
compass?
don't think that,
You know what?
I have a moral compass, and
Yeah.
I swear to God that he is completely justified in doing that. I think this guy doesn't understand that I think this dude is out of context, and BX Bullet didn't tell him that
No.
he had reported this dude to the police
No.
over some pedophilia shit,
Because-
and that he was investigated over that or whatever.
Because you know what, somebody could turn around and ask her, don't you feel morally bankrupt for making such a false accusation of somebody with like no proof to go on? And she
Mhm.
could turn around and say, well I was just playing it safe, and that's why I was reporting this, because I didn't know, right? And so he could turn around if he wanted and make the same
Mhm.
excuse or reason why, explaining why he saved this and why he did this. But instead he's saying it was retaliation. Like, he's being honest with why he did this.
And then look at these people. I really am surprised he didn't get killed by her father. Well, if her father killed this dude, and then her father went to jail, this would all be BX Bullet's fault for
yeah.
starting all of this and letting it escalate
Yeah.
to this level without having the proper evidence to, bust somebody on something.
Yeah.
Like, basically on really shoddy evidence.
Compass where
This is
like,
what makes it weird that she's a private investigator and she doesn't know what is
Yeah.
sufficient evidence and
If
what
she's
isn't.
a private investigator, she does a really half-assed job investigating.
pedophilia is like down here, or like using
Pedophilia is down here. What?
a naked image of a minor's down here, and then like scalping right as
Pedophilia-
back.
Using a naked image of a minor is fine if it's a terms of like.
Oh, they're judging.
This is where I'm saying this guy's off, because let's say you're watching a Twitch stream and you notice some guy in the background of a Twitch stream watching child pornography.
Right.
you would screen cap that or record it to report it, right?
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be illegal for you to do that.
Yeah.
So let's say you're watching the video of a lady and her 3-year-old daughter runs on the screen naked, and you take a picture of that to report her to terms of service.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're allowed to take evidence to report a crime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But like, they don't care about that. They just focus on him admitting he has that video saved. They don't listen to why he had it saved, what what the purpose of it was. Just that act, that alone is disgusting.
Yeah.
And they can't deal with it now.
Xenofex said it here. Seriously, she called the police at him that found nothing, and yet that this will damage him in one way or another. But he does something back, and he is the bad guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's still, she's still harassing him, trying to get his channels taken down. He has to change channel names and go to other channels, because every time he starts streaming, he gets bombarded with people like, I'm gonna report you and blah blah, and he can't even stream anymore. So he keeps changing names. Like, you know what I'm saying? It seems like he just wants this to end.
Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with this anymore. You don't get child porn charges for reporting it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking evidence, this happened to Andy Worski, actually, and we all just admonished him for, dude, you got to be more careful than that. But he was on a live stream,
And he's
and
actually
he got,
putting the pictures
yeah, he
up,
had
like-
proof and found, like, somebody reported it to him for
Yeah.
some reason. Don't report. Hey
There's
guys, if
gonna
you
be
ever
the
have
police
proof
now.
of a crime, don't report it to your local
Yeah,
YouTuber.
come on.
We'll actually report that to the police. But these people found out about a pedophile ring on Instagram between accounts. And they post pictures and stuff like that. And Andy Worski goes on his live stream, goes on the screen shares
then
the
starts
Instagram
asking.
and shows the account names, the images that are going on there. The stream gets shut down, obviously, because it's against terms of service.
Yeah.
And he's just an idiot. He's like, oh, I didn't realize, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, you idiot. But he doesn't get in trouble for that, or get, it's not like he's going to get child pornography charges on him because he had the evidence and shared it.
Right.
They, the context is there, and they know that he wasn't doing it for those reasons, and it was an exposing. But, that's the point. And it's like, you're allowed to take evidence of a crime, like, and show
Yeah,
that
yeah.
evidence,
No,
for the
it's the
purpose
worst
of-
possible thing for me, which is why I'm so
Thank you.
offended by it. Yes.
Thank you for admitting that. I appreciate that.
Strangely, right before that conversation with
So
Gabble,
yeah, that revealed nothing. That he's totally justified in revealing that. The other guy played it as if it was disgusting, but
Yeah.
she did something
nothing-
equally disgusting to him and damaging. Like, they're both trying to ruin each other's lives, except she started it.
I still don't know if she's admitted on stream to filing the police report that she made, or if
As
that
far as I know, the
information-
only time I hear her mention the police report is in that one blog that she did
yeah.
in September
And that was it,
2020.
yeah.
She hasn't mentioned it again.
So she doesn't. Yeah, she's.
Well,
So it's
he-
like she's trying to
he
ignore
had-
what started all of this.
Yeah.
But what started all of this was her reporting him to the police.
Right.
Now, there is evidence or some evidence that he could have been scamming people as part of that Twitch streamer ring. But if he was, just stick to that. I'm
Yeah.
saying if she has evidence of that, she could have stuck to that. But instead, she brings it to this other level. And now I don't know if what she reported to police was just a scam
yeah.
or if it had to do with him being a pedophile. Those are two different things, and one is way more harsher than the other. You know what I'm saying? And one she barely had any evidence for. So I don't know about the scam stuff either. But like I said, because she exaggerates so much and brings it to this level,
I really
it makes
don't
me not
buy it.
believe the other stuff.
Yeah.
alluded to being excited for a video that was coming out and mentioned 600,000 subscribers and then said something about karma. And I'll play that one for you now.
I look like shit, but hey, I got stuff to say. I'm gonna be really, really pumped for that video at the end of the week. 600,000 subscribers. Karma's a
Well,
bitch.
first off, he said if that video gets made. So he doesn't even know that there's
yeah.
a video being made. He probably saw that stream.
Right.
Which is how we'll see how Hunter reacts to this. But she's basically alluding now that this guy paid Hunter to make this stream.
Yeah.
To make a video on her.
Yeah.
But the issue here is he did do that. He did offer him money. Hunter accepted and then declined and returned the money. But the problem here is the video that came out around the same time as this video is a video she's saying is the one he paid for.
Yeah.
But the video reaction to this video was streamed earlier
Way
in the
earlier.
week than
Yeah.
when he first contacted him.
Right.
So that proves that Hunter had already done that video. It just hadn't been clipped out and posted on his YouTube. But he had already
Yeah.
streamed and recorded it live on Twitch days before this guy contacted him to
Yeah.
pay him to make a video for him.
Yeah.
And Hunter eventually declined it. So there is no product. After that, Hunter released the clipped video from the live stream before that, right?
Because of
Which
this
had nothing
video
to
that
do with
she
him.
made.
Which
Yeah.
has nothing to do with this guy.
She
We just
ends
watched
up-
it.
She just twists the response out of
Mm-hmm.
Hunter because of this video here, calling him an
Bitch.
enabler.
That's weird. Why would he be talking about a video by a large creator that hadn't been posted yet? And even weirder,
It hadn't
guess
been posted yet, but it had been streamed live on Twitch. Because all of Hunter's videos, she might not know
streamed.
this because she makes videos and doesn't just stream. But Hunter used to make videos, but all of Hunter's videos now is on like that Destiny format where he just streams for hours and then they clip out chunks to
Yeah.
post on his YouTube.
Right.
So, but those take 4 or 5 days till they get posted on the YouTube. So
Yeah.
when that guy did that video, that live stream had already aired and he saw the chunk of that live stream that was going to be clipped out, which is very usual for Hunter Avallone, right? And put into the YouTube video. So it totally makes sense that he would know. if he
who has
watches Hunter Avallone.
600,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's right. It's our good
But this shows how she does make these connections, and then to her, these connections validate to her
Validate
that she's
her,
true, but it's just confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Because she wants it to be true, she found these things to be true from these connections.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, they end up being they're connected for another reason.
Yeah.
good friend, Hunter Avallone. So later that night, I released the clip of Matt admitting to clipping my child, and it quickly gained traction on Twitter. I think as
Which
of
you just showed and was really nothing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
was really nothing, and he's completely justified for doing it.
right now,
But
it's
look what she
got
says,
over
all that-
400
Come on.
retweets.
I
So
hate when I double
quite a
click
lot of
things.
impressions there.
It
Most
takes forever. Look at that. And then by the time I could do pause it, it's already passed. All right, but look. She said, retweet to get the search that Twitch scammer, child predator, Rain Plasma, who took a naked photo of my 3-year-old and blackmailed me with it, admits to it live on Twitch. Okay, but it's funny because why is he blackmailing you
Yeah.
in the first place? What's the blackmail about?
Yeah.
You know, maybe if she put that there, well, he wants me to stop harassing him, calling the police on him, maybe, right? Twitch bans people for saying cracker, but won't ban literal criminals committing crimes on the platform. But it's not a crime. He took it because he was reporting it to TOS. It's something you did he was doing with that, right?
That was the first tweet that I saw. And when I saw it, I retweeted saying, why doesn't she report him with that clip to Twitch?
Yeah.
Now I understand why she can't, because it came from her end. And she also has done a bunch of other shit that is now, she's made herself, like, she's put the spotlight on herself in this guy's life or looking through anything that breaks TOS. Now I get it though.
No, he did, and it probably ended up that she did report it. And when they contacted him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I took that picture to report her on Twitch."
Yeah.
And they probably checked the records and saw that he reported it on Twitch,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, he's telling the truth. He
Telling the
did take
truth.
it to report it on Twitch. There's
Yeah.
nothing else we can do now," you know, like, because he literally did, and it probably shows the date of when he did it,
Yeah.
you know, and everything. And it's like, oh yeah, everything checks out what he said.
That's why she
Got
blocked.
over 400 retweets. So
Meanwhile, they could probably see that she's reported his account a bunch of times,
Of
and
course.
all his accounts are reported for the same reason, which is to do with her. And they
Right.
probably all see that. You know?
quite a lot of impressions there. Most
It's
everyone
funny that
was
she doesn't think behind the scenes, but you know, Twitch is seeing everything you're saying. Like you're saying, hundreds of people have reported on Twitch. Well, they're seeing that and have investigated, see it's not, and understand that that's coming from you.
Yeah.
Now that you could try to report him for this, and he's like, "Well, I reported her for that," and it's like, "Oh, these two people are just having a spat, and
Yeah.
they're like reporting each other."
And she mentions
Expressing
impressions again, like
horrific
they mean
dis-
something. Quite a lot of
A what?
impressions.
Oh,
The
impressions. Yeah, the
She
impressions
mentions
don't mean
impressions
anything.
on that one.
Impressions just mean it popped up on their feed. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean they stopped and looked at
Yeah.
it.
You blocked
Disgust
half
with
those
what
people
Matt had
asking you the
done.
questions.
Yeah.
I was getting a lot of support, a lot of messages, and it was very overwhelming.
Yeah, but support doesn't mean anything. Like if I'm lying about someone and saying they did something, I would probably get a lot of support too. So it doesn't mean that you're right to say the support. She's trying to say it. I'm making all this attention. Why aren't they doing anything
Yeah,
about it? And it's
yeah.
like, because you don't
There's
have
nothing.
anything. You
Yeah.
don't have enough for them to
For
do
me
something.
dealing with the fallout of
No
that
matter how
event.
much you cry to police and try to show them shit, if you don't have enough evidence for them to arrest somebody, they're not
There's
going to
not
arrest somebody.
anything.
And in fact, they're going to stop listening to you because
Yeah.
you're always coming in with shoddy evidence. you know?
Right.
day. The next day
waste
I
their
was
time.
dealing with a lot, and I think this had to do with a combination of being bombarded with DMs and tweets and comments, but also revisiting what was honestly a past trauma. It was a traumatic
past trauma.
incident when that happened with my child the first time, and
You know
needless
what?
to
But
say,
it's still your
she-
fault,
yeah,
so
and-
nobody should really care about your trauma that you
Yeah.
experienced by something that's your fault. Like, you know, it sucks, too bad, but it's like everybody else can't walk on eggshells in publicly because you know you fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the reality of life. Sorry you faced trauma by having your kid run on screen, but maybe you shouldn't have launched a harassment campaign on somebody
Yeah.
where they would look to take anything that happens on any of your streams publicly and report you for it, you know? Like that would have, if you never, think about it that way. If she never tried to report this dude in any way or bothered with this guy in any way, if you got scammed by him and he said, "Oh, fuck this, I'm leaving," and you didn't bother the guy anymore and you just separated yourself from him, this would have never happened. He would have
Yeah.
never been looking to clip a stream where you fucked up and this and that. Nobody ever would have been looking for that.
Yeah.
it was just a really rough time for me to be catching internet hate. But that's exactly
Yeah, but then don't be on the internet, right? This is where Hunter actually says this all the time, and he's like, "Well, sign off,
Yeah.
delete your channel, go
Yeah.
back to your life." Like, you know, if you're struggling and having problems and getting depressed or having a tough time, get off the
Get off the
internet.
internet.
Yeah, you're making it
exactly
worse.
what happened when a 600,000 subscriber account, Hunter Avallone, posted a YouTube video about me.
Yeah, justifiably, he was defending himself from accusations she was making, right?
Titled
Justifiably.
BXBullet called me out. Proves
Which, yeah.
to be
I said, this all went bad for me when Hunter Avallone made this video. BXBullet called me out. Well, you called him out. What do you expect
You
him
folks
to
first,
do?
again.
What do you? And you expected him not to make a video about it? What? Huh?
unhinged. Now, here's where the irony
right.
sets in. This video is in reference to a very specific tweet where I called out Hunter for what I believed to be an overtly
You believed, so you don't believe it anymore? Is she admitting that she doesn't
Yeah.
believe it anymore? She said
Does she
believed past
understand
tense.
the correction?
So you're
sometimes?
understanding that you were wrong then. So all of this started from you calling him out on something that you were wrong about.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's
Yeah.
what she's saying here? So then how are you upset that he made a video? How about you make this video and say, "Hey Hunter, I'm sorry, I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
You know, my bad."
And then drop it.
And then drop it, and then
Yeah.
you guys don't have beef anymore.
stands towards
But what it
That-
seems like there's a pattern of this girl starting beef with people
Yeah.
and then crying crying when they defend themselves or say anything back.
pedophiles. I simply noted correctly that Hunter
No, you
No,
didn't
it
know
wasn't
correctly.
correct.
was more generous to pedophiles.
That's a straw man
Yeah.
because nowhere in here did he say he was generous to pedophiles. In fact, he said he wanted to help protect children. This is the sentence structure. He finishes with the conclusion. The conclusion tells you the motivation. It's to help protect kids.
Yeah.
Literally in the tweet that she's saying is telling her that she's wrong and she doesn't realize it.
Than he was to people who were not vaccinated. This is a stance which Hunter corroborates in the video itself.
Corroborates with caveats that she doesn't say is with caveats, right?
Yeah.
Hunter Avallone is more generous to pedos
you're
than
right
he is
in
to the
some ways.
unvaccinated.
We just watched this, right? Yeah, in some ways.
I had to think about this one for a minute. Because this might be a bullet that I have to bite in some sense.
But also biting bullets is a sign of honesty and genuineness and being genuine. You know, like maybe you don't like what he's saying here, but at least you know he's being genuine, right? Like, and he's biting a bullet saying like, yeah, I'm going to have to eat this to stay consistent logically, right? Like, all right.
And that is, yeah.
I'll give it to him. He's seen that.
In some ways I am.
honest there.
And also in this tweet right here. But it's also clearly true when you just scroll through Hunter's feeds that there's nothing.
That's right. Also, this clip here, which this is the one where he says, it's funny she posted this because this literally proves what he said by further explaining it after she says it. Although this is a bit dishonestly clipped, not surprised. Yes, non-offending pedos who seek help are way less harmful than malicious anti-vaxxers. He's not wrong there.
He hates more than
And
the
he's
unvaccinated.
consistent.
Like, for example, this
But
recent...
that's not what he said. He's fine with you being. He's not. You know, he thinks it's worth a pedo who violates is worse than that. He said.
Yeah.
tweet where he shames a mother with a sick, premature newborn baby.
Yeah, he's against anti-vaxxers. What haven't you gotten about that? Like, so if somebody's not vaxxed and suffers a consequence, he's going to be like, oh, yeah, loser. Like, of course he is. Why wouldn't he be?
I don't really disagree with Hunter Avallone with his response here because, you know, this mother is creating an obstacle where there isn't an obstacle. If there's an easy solution in front of you, I would take the easier solution in order to see my child.
Especially when it comes to a newborn baby. Like, if you really wanted to see your child, maybe you could bitch about it, but you would go get vaccinated while you were bitching about it. And the bitching would just be like, man, I had to get vaccinated over this and I have to go against my principles because I want to see my child. That's not fair. That would make more sense, right? But
are you going to put your morals, your principles before your child, or are you going to put your child first?
I kind of get what he's saying. What he's saying isn't that bad. I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I think it's kind of logical and consistent with his beliefs anyway. You know?
A pathetic loser for not being...
Like, I'm not surprised by that. Right? And nowhere is Hunter saying he's a nice guy. So it's like she's kind of just making a point to say that Hunter's kind of a douchebag. And
Okay.
And... like, I don't disagree with you, really.
Vaccinated while she was
but I don't care that
like
he's a
this one
douchebag.
over
Like, it
here.
doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, this tweet from the mother that BXBullet agrees with is doing the same thing of playing the victim the same way that she's playing the victim. So of course she's going to agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, duh.
But yeah, actually, you made a good point. The only reason she's against this is because she's bitching at somebody playing victim. Like, I guess you don't like when people do that, huh?
Yeah.
What a nice guy. Only an hour after...
That's what I'm saying. What a nice guy. But, like, I don't care if he's a douchebag. Like, I don't think anybody cares if Hunter's a douchebag. I don't think anybody cares.
Hunter released the YouTube video.
He's not. His channel isn't Hunter the nice guy. He makes videos being a nice guy to everybody. That's not what his channel is. You know, there's
Not
no
only
expectation
had
for
Matt
him to be a nice guy. And then on top of that, there's no expectation for him to be a nice guy to anyone anyway that he doesn't know and hasn't been nice to him first.
On the YouTube video already, but he'd also tweeted out the video and pinned it to the top of his profile.
So but look what he's saying. Lying. Which is, I don't think that's how you spell lying. BX sucks. Yeah, one brain cell. Yeah, because you launched a campaign against him. So he's using this. It validates him. He's saying, look, she goes after people, starts beefs, and then plays victim. Exactly what she's doing in this video. She started this beef. Hunter made that video about her starting beef and him finishing it. And being like, no.
As you may recall, our accused pedophile friend Matt is quite the Hunter Avallone stan. So as if that weren't...
See, at one point she said in this video, she said known pedophile. Now she's saying accused again. She started off saying accused. At one point said known and now is saying accused again.
Enough. Matt, my harasser, began to comment on all of the threads that I was involved in on Twitter and link the video to every single one as a means to harass me. He was spamming it everywhere in an attempt to...
Yeah, but who cares? If you hadn't... No, what's funny is if she hadn't have started this beef with Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
which is what happened here, then he wouldn't have anything to tweet out,
No.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're upset that somebody you started a beef with is tweeting out videos about you starting a beef with the other person,
people.
with another person. Like,
a pattern is coming out.
it seems like a pattern. Yeah, it seems like a pattern. You're getting upset that people are exposing your pattern, is what it seems like.
Deflect from his own situation. He also went live on Twitch a couple of days after Hunter released the YouTube video and said this.
Can I now message them with the video about BX Bullet? That would be fair, right? Now there's a couple.
Yeah, I think it would be fair.
I
That's
think
it.
it would
And it actually shows something that he might be second guessing it and being like, is this fair for me
Yeah,
to do?
am I overreacting
Like, he's asking
here,
his
or-
audience to see
yeah.
if he's overreacting.
Yeah.
Personally, if I was in this guy's audience and hearing after all the things she's done,
Yeah.
I would be like, yeah,
would
that's totally
way
fair.
above
Go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
The video's not even about you.
No.
So, yeah, tweet it
Do
away.
it. Do it.
The video is about her beefing with someone else.
Yeah.
And that person calling them out. Yeah, go for
Couple
it.
of them on YouTube, you know, of
Has
how
nothing to do
horrible
with
she
you
is.
anyway.
I don't think this guy's
One of
done
them just
anything
came out from
wrong.
Hunter.
I don't know if he's done anything wrong. I'm not going to say that. But I'm saying that
Might be a
I
few
think
more.
that her exaggerating
I'll just keep compiling
and
them.
not having enough
every
evidence is
fucking
making it
person that
seem
chats
like
in her
he's a
stream, I'll just
hopeless
send them a
victim.
message.
And that she's
Now,
the
to
one
be
just
clear,
attacking
I've not
him.
messaged his chatters or anyone really. The people that he's referring to who've done that to him have no relation to me whatsoever. Why? Well, because this man is a serial scammer and abuser. He's got
Yeah, but you didn't show evidence of either
Yeah.
of those things today. You keep calling them these things and haven't shown barely any evidence of either of those things. Just in this video, like just from watching this video, it's like, where's the evidence?
Where's the evidence?
got dozens of people who would stop at nothing to bring him down and off the internet. Unfortunately, whenever people do that, he brings the harassment right back to me and blames me.
Right.
She
brings it, no, that she's accurate description. She brings it back to you, because you're harassing him. So every time you harass him, she just explained it perfectly.
Yeah.
Every time we do try to report him and get him taken off of a platform, he turns the harassment back onto me.
Right.
How is she not just finished explaining that she started this and
Yeah.
everything is a retaliation towards
From
something
what
she's
she's
doing?
saying or doing. Yeah.
It's really like, this is just really some spoiled brat shit where it's like, I'm allowed to attack anyone I want and they can't attack me back.
Yeah.
Like, and if they do, I'm the victim.
What
You're
I
like,
say
what?
is always right. So
Yeah.
suck it. But
Like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're attack somebody, you should accept the attack back and be
Yeah.
like, I understand he's attacking me back, and if you want to keep it going, you keep it going, but at least be accountable for your shit.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I started it. You know, I don't like
Whatever.
it. Straight up, yeah, whatever. Instead, she plays victim. Why play
Yeah.
victim? You're attacking him
Me
first.
for all of it. So we've established that Matt is using Hunter Avallone's video as a means to harass me.
Yeah, but
Going-
that doesn't have anything to do with Hunter, who made a video about his own beef with you.
yeah. It's
going
separate
so
from
far
this.
as to threatening to send it to every person in my
Yeah,
Twitch
I
chat.
think he's justified in doing that because everybody in your Twitch chat hears you talking about how he's a pedophile, he's this and that, how you reported him to police, how you try to get him banned. So he's allowed. I think he's justified in trying to defend himself and validate his position to each and every person in that chat. I think it's validated because of the way she's shit talking him all the time. Like, why shouldn't he defend himself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're allowed to accuse him, but he's not allowed to defend himself?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
chat. But what about him seemingly knowing about the video days before it came out? A few internet
Hunter, in
Hunter
one
streams
tweet, Hunter
videos.
dispersed the presumptions.
Yes.
sleuths caught on to this relatively quickly and straight up asked Matt if he had paid Hunter to put out this video on the day that Hunter put
know,
out this
And look at
video.
this guy's name, Rain Plasma, is a scammer, which he might be.
You
Maybe
know
for
what?
the Pokemon
For
stuff.
a private investigator, as she claims to be, she did a hell of a job investigating how Hunter creates his content.
Hunter just put out a video dunking all this, but we're not going to have time to cover that.
Matt had this to say, referring, of course, to the completely unpaid video by Upper Echelon Gaming, which again is in the description.
But you just accused him of something, so why wouldn't he accuse you of something? And on top of that, he put LOL at the end, like it's a joke. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you paid, like, this guy made a video about you, and now you're going to bitch about me trying to get somebody to make a video on you? Like, what?
Oh, well.
Like, it almost seems like it is like she wants to attack without being attacked back equally.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And he's attacking back equally. Well, you made a video on me, now I'm asking Hunter to make a video on you. You know?
Yeah.
You had someone else
below.
make a video on you.
A
so-
really good watch if you're interested in hearing more about the situation. Did Hunter and Matt have some kind of prior correspondence
No.
before Hunter
Well, I
made
mean,
that
yeah.
video?
But she's
No,
just
no,
not-
actually no, because like we said, he recorded that live on a live stream, and then the video was posted way later. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Video about me? Or maybe Hunter
it's just coincidental, and she connected them to say that that video was because this guy paid for it, which is not true because it was recorded before he even contacted him and was streamed live before he even contacted him.
saw that I was
So
getting
there's
a
no
lot,
product there. You're saying he got paid for a product that doesn't exist. Yeah.
lot of Twitter attention at the time and decided to take advantage of the situation for clicks. I don't honestly know, but I do know one thing for sure. This is the
Hunter
epitome.
Again, even still, I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy paying anybody to make a video about this stuff. I don't think it's wrong for anybody to take that money, because so far she's shown allegations without enough solid proof, and if he's got allegations back with even more proof, I might side with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why can't they do that? Like, this isn't, YouTube isn't like law. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're making accusations, but it's not like there's any crime going on, or the police would have been involved, right?
Yeah.
But they're not. Why aren't the police involved? Because there's probably nothing there.
Nothing. Yeah.
You know?
A peak
So if
irony.
he's got stuff on you, that's fair game. You're
Yeah.
doing it to him. It's fair game for him to do stuff back to you.
Matt, an accused pedophile and known abuser, has
And if
latched
somebody's neutral on this, why can't they make a video on it? They have nothing to do with either of you. Like, who cares?
Exactly.
onto Hunter, a known pedophile sympathizer, and
What? A known? You see
You
how
see
the
the
accusation comes? Now
connections
she
being
said
tried
a
to make?
known pedophile sympathizer with zero evidence of that.
Yeah.
And in fact, she showed evidence contrary to that by him explaining what he meant by what he said.
Yeah.
So,
is using his videos to harass.
so that's slander right there. She
Yeah.
just slandered,
She-
she just slandered Hunter off of a straw man she concocted of something he said that she herself shown him explain that wasn't, busting her straw man on that.
victims who are trying to speak out against his abuse.
crazy.
I
Yeah, she wouldn't even
sincerely
say
hope
that.
this situation teaches Hunter a lesson about sympathy. Who did
No, first off, there is no reason to teach him a lesson about sympathy here. You don't deserve sympathy.
She
for
doesn't
that.
even have sympathy.
No, what is going on that she deserves sympathy for?
Yeah.
That this guy is attacking her back after she attacked him?
Yeah.
Like, what sympathy
Where's
for
her
what?
sympathy?
Yeah, and where's your sympathy for bringing Hunter into this when his video had only to do with your beef with him? You know, you're the
Yeah.
one who started the beef with
Yeah.
Hunter. Hunter wouldn't even have made that video or replied to anything if you hadn't have started the beef with him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason there's a video of him. And in the end, the guy did end up asking Hunter to make a video and paying for it. And Hunter accepted it and then looked into it more and said, I don't really want to deal
Yeah,
with
you know
this.
what,
I don't
I
have
don't-
anything to do
Yeah.
with this. My beef with her is just my beef with her, and I'll stick to that.
Yeah.
And refunded the dude his money
Yeah.
before this even happened. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Hunter did a good thing.
And showed proof of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he did a good thing by saying, I don't want to delve into this drama. Actually, I'm going to refund you your money. We're
Yeah.
done. And even blocked the guy afterwards, too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before this video came out. You know what I'm saying? And he had that whole interaction already happened.
Right.
to give it to and who not to give it to, when to hand it out and when not to hand it out. However, knowing how morally
But he handed it out to you because you handed it out to him.
Right.
This exact advice goes to her. You should know when to hand it out and when not to hand it out. You started your beef with Hunter. Hunter made a video about that beef
Yeah.
that you started.
Yeah.
And then now you're linking it to this other guy when the video has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
other guy. Nowhere in the video does Hunter talk about that other guy or
Yeah.
the beef that she has with him.
Like, she's not.
So she's linking it for no reason. The whole entire, and then trying to admonish Hunter and say, you should know when to make videos. But you started it. The
Yeah.
video was made because you started it. like,
she's
huh?
crazy. to
If you
think
never
that
mentioned Hunter, he never would have made a video trying to defend himself about what you're saying.
Instead, she thinks that they're conspiring against her in private DMs.
Which didn't happen. Which he proved didn't happen. He tried, the other guy tried, and Hunter turned him down.
bankrupt Hunter seems to be, I sincerely doubt he will. What do you guys think about this situation?
No, yeah, no, you're
And
wrong.
she
But
likes
he
that
shouldn't
word.
see it. There's many things Hunter needs to be self-aware about and
Yeah.
learn, and there's many things that I think he's wrong about that he could be more right on. But it's not this one.
No.
This one he's totally right on, and he's right to make those videos he made about her because he's defending himself from her accusations to him.
She's the one that's
Yeah.
morally bankrupt here. She is, not Hunter.
No, yeah,
Hunter.
she announces things as if they're facts when they're just suspicions.
Yeah.
That's all that she has done is accuse people of the things that she has suspicions on. none of her evidence is good enough or is too shoddy to really report these guys. They made this other video, the guy that were going through her things that she says she likes to post this and say this is the evidence of all the things this guy's done. From this, it kind of seems like he was scamming some people, but a lot of it seems to be exaggerations or them putting their own context onto what they're reading. You know what I'm saying? Like the one about him asking if the girls are hot that are joining up for the thing. But it's, if you're running a business with Twitch streamers, it's kind of obvious that you would want hot girls because that's what brings in the viewers and makes the money, right?
Yeah.
Like it's only logical you would want hot girls in it. So that makes total sense. What I'm gonna do is we're not even gonna watch this guy talk because him talking is just making contextual things. So what we're gonna do is just go through it and read the clips they have, right? Here's Matt's social media info. Yeah, see, there's her. Ready? She probably doxed him. I'm not even gonna read all the stuff she wrote about him because she's probably doxing him and doing all the shit and starting all this stuff. And let's go to what her proof is, right? What is he talking about here?
Confine this section to the most rudimentary component.
This is all her talking. None of this is evidence. Matt, we have a lot of plastic spandex company meltdown. Former owner of Venom Grips, Matt, has stated ownership of the company now belongs to... Okay, so he gave it to someone else. So now that you have read, let me prove my point. So she says, Matt said this. We have a local plastic/spandex company melt down the ones you see on eBay. He lives in... there you go. Doxing again, saying what state he's in. Matt brought thumbsticks from JD Auction where whores, I don't know what that means. They thumbsticks were being resold without consent. You girls going to continue doing that? Maybe a lawsuit will put you in your place. Matt lied to everyone claiming he created these products from start to finish. He claimed he never bought any of these products, but literally handmade them. Yeah, so he's a liar. But that's what I'm saying. They might have stuff for him
Venom
being a
Grips,
scam
offers from members and customers
Or
began
was
to
he
surface, and the
joking
group
they
fell
can't understand
Yeah,
that it's a
maybe.
joke
I mean,
because
I would like to see more proof than him just saying
apart under
that
the
these
strain.
things,
And in
but even if he is
streamers-
scamming, he's scamming. That I understand. Stick to him scamming. You know, like that's one thing. Maybe he is scamming. And in fact, I don't care. Except for you guys deal with your own problems. He's scamming you. Yeah, reveal that. Fine, whatever. But now to go on to other things that aren't true isn't helping your case that he's scamming people. What do you say? The reason I didn't say anything until now is because he has shown he can be very aggressive with people he has disagreements with. Yeah, as can she, right? As can BXBullet. Careful, don't piss me off. Well, that stuck with me a bit. I'm sure he want. Yeah, I mean that's almost everybody.
I was just about to say
that's almost everyone.
A normal reaction.
People get mad when you have disagreements, especially when it comes to business. That's why they say don't mix business and friends and stuff like that, right?
Which very explicitly claims that she, as well as others,
thing.
were sexually harassed by Specty, some of them being underage. Specty would threaten minors with lawsuits.
But remember, this is all hearsay so far.
Yeah.
We're not seeing any proof of this here. Leaving calm. Okay, so here we are in the hospital. That had nothing to do with that. But so far, I haven't.
2011 was perceived with its prominent social media.
He's just
began to
explaining
grow
the team,
and grow,
right?
onboarding
Esports
a hefty
team.
amount of Inception,
which is
keeping it
the one he runs.
100, fire emoji.
Oh yeah, they try to say something about the chicks he gets there, and it's like, well, yeah, that seems kind of. I mean, one, he's a dude. Dudes like chicks. Whoa, big shock there. And secondly, he's running an esports team, so you know, and on Twitch, so hot chicks sell, right? Like
To recruit.
and I
recruit
think
he did.
even looking at the numbers, he would see that and go flow towards where he sees. Oh, I notice all the good-looking chicks are the ones who bring in most of the views and money to us. So I want to focus on getting more of those, right?
The team began to
just
grow and
normal
grow,
business.
onboarding a hefty amount of just chatting streamers, and the obligatory
just chatting
"I'm so
streamers,
excited to be with Inception" posts came rolling in. The entire atmosphere of this pathetic org industry is one of preening success.
Yeah, there's BXBullet right there.
Fake it till you make it, and even if you don't make it, fake it some more. Individuals will hype up
Okay, but you're not showing proof of that
every
either.
single thing that
You're
they
showing
do.
people who
Joining
actually were part of
Inception,
it.
keeping it 100, fire emoji, you get the picture. And Inception, much like all other fraudulent organizations I've covered, would hype them up right back.
I'm so excited. Thank you. Yeah.
This matters because it led to a rapid increase in the roster size and set the stage for a monumental collapse as the alleged depravity of Specty came to light. Keep one thing in mind here. Specty has
So he fucked up
many
this thing.
different accounts.
But
Some
that
of the
still doesn't
known
mean
current
he's a
and past
pedophile or anything that she's accusing him of that's criminal.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a bunch of accounts.
ones
okay.
are outlined here. Enter the fake sponsors. Inception had a massive list of, quote, sponsors, unquote, ranging from huge household names like CyberPower, Turtle Beach, Corsair, and Dell to lesser-known supplement and food companies. Some of the same sponsors from Calm Gamers appeared on this list as well, and the advertised access to this list would be an alluring bonus for speculative members, except it was all fake. Specty would leverage this list and his alleged ability to get streamers partnered to sign more and more attractive, young, just chatting streamers, even going
Yeah,
so far.
because that's how you would do
jokey
the
and
business.
sarcastic, right? Like
What seems jokier?
the sponsors that they're saying weren't turned out to be not sponsors at all. Some of them were just fake. Some of these.
Oh,
some of these
maybe.
in here were
I don't
just
know. I
fake,
think
like-
he's literally saying they're sponsors. Though. It says below is Inception's current sponsors and codes needed to use them. Some may require PO.
I thought the guy explained that some of them were just not even true. Just
Well, some of them were him. Rain Energy. That's probably him because his name is Rain something, right? So he was probably scamming fake businesses and saying, "Oh, this business will sponsor you," but it's him.
Yeah.
As well. And the advertised access to this list would be an alluring bonus for speculative members.
At
Except
least that's what I'm guessing. That might not even be true. Maybe he got his name from this company because this company sponsored him, so he started calling himself Rain Plasma. Maybe.
it was all fake. Specty would leverage
I don't know what's the proof that he,
this
that he
list
does
and
that,
his
right?
alleged ability to get streamers.
I think that's what
partnered.
they're talking about, the thumb stuff. Like they was probably making them himself and giving it to them, pretending that it was coming from some company that was sponsoring them.
Partnered to sign more
I don't
and
know how
more
true that is.
attractive,
That
young,
might just
just
be a
chatting
presumption
streamers,
again. Like,
even going
that's
so
what I'm saying,
far
that
as
they're not really
alleged by an
showing much
inside
proof.
source,
They're just
asking
connecting
existing
dots that
members, what do you
maybe are
think?
connected.
Are they
Are.
hot? Should I let them in?
Yeah,
Before
are they hot? Should I let them in? Yeah, I mean, if they're hot, they're gonna sell more and bring more people, right?
Yeah.
Like, of
Before
course
allowing
you know.
further members to
promote
join.
and sell
This is where we get
things,
to BX Bullet. Believing this
And which is funny because he's just saying that, but he's not showing any proof of that, right?
operation to be legitimate, BX
But
Bullet gave
even still, just saying that, I don't see a problem with that. I think most people do say stuff like that. It's fine. Inception Esports is proud to announce we have signed BX Bullet.
Specty her address to receive a free case of energy drinks. This
Okay.
matters a great deal. Specty now has BX Bullet's address. Soon,
Hang on a second.
Okay,
Hang
but
on a
he
second, hang on.
volunteered the address to join the group. It's not like he scammed her out of
So-
it. She volunteered it.
Or is the
After
scam that
he
she
asked for
didn't
it.
get the free box of energy drinks? Is that
I'm
the
sure she
scam?
did. I'm sure she did. Why wouldn't she? He could just go to the store and buy them and get them sent them to her. Why not? But he asked for her address to send her the energy drinks. She gave it to him.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. He's saying, this is important. He's got her address. She gave him
She
the
gave him the
address. Like,
address.
he
She
asked
wasn't
and she gave it to
twisted.
him.
Nobody
Like,
just
soon
what?
went
after,
for it.
BX Bullet alleges that Specty flirted with her inappropriately. And remember
Okay, Flitter. So call him out on that and say, I'm leaving. What's the problem there?
that the dynamics at play here are an org owner and a female streamer on his roster. To whom he
I don't have a problem with that. This isn't like a legitimate business. Like, I don't. It's not like sexual. And even if you did, you could just say sexual harassment and leave or whatever.
provides incentives, even as we learn later from certain members,
And
fiscal
she's an adult, so I don't
Yeah.
see a problem with him flirting. with her.
paychecks and payments. BX Bullet very quickly began to suspect, with adjacent warnings from other current and ex-team members, that something was off about this group. The followers appeared to be botted, with incredibly low engagement ratios, and his behavior towards her was reminiscent of what had been happening for years. However, things really hadn't even gotten started yet. The next issue to see daylight regarded an underage girl turning 18, and Specty
I remind you, no proof that he flirted. He spoke to me inappropriately, sexually inappropriately. She has all these other screen caps. Where's the screen cap of that?
was, while a 14-year-old was a large group call with a number of just chatting streamers, in which one of Specty's administrators decided to turn on his camera and expose himself to the entire room.
But that's one of the
How are you gonna
administrators. It's not
control for
him.
that? How are you
Yeah.
gonna control for something like that? That's somebody.
Or is he saying that he had something to do with it? And like,
Yeah.
did he pay him to do it? Did he tell him to do it? What was the problem?
Keep in mind, this call was being hosted in a public channel on a server
Yeah,
filled
you know
with
what? People do
underage
that
members,
sometimes
and it was one of
because they
Specty's
want to be like edgy
Mhm.
or whatever, or
I
they
don't-
think it's funny or
Yeah.
something like that.
What did they do about that guy? They kick him out of there after
Yeah.
that? Like, how do-
administrators who was responsible. Combine this with the fact that many of the packages coming from sponsors were actually shipping in Amazon boxes, as well as the glass adult toy incident with a minor present, and the picture begins to form that this org was not being used for or managed.
this is very shoddy, dude. And he's just saying shit. The only thing he's shown us is this, and I still haven't seen any nudity. But even still, what's the context behind
Yeah.
this? Did they get rid of him afterwards and go, "Oh, bro, what are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!" You know, like
look how many people are sitting in this call. One of them is
A
bound to be
legitimate
like
business
that.
enterprise.
it looks like they kick him out
Yeah,
because
he's
it
not
changes
there.
after that, right? Like they realized
Something
what
else was
going on and
going
they
on.
kicked them out
As
of the
time
call.
went on, these things,
So what's the
among many
problem?
others, came to light, and members began to leave in droves. Specific allegations came out, such as the ones from BXBullet
I will no longer have any association with that. Okay.
herself, and
No
additional
allegation
claims
there.
began to pile
As of recent events, I will be parting ways to deception. No
up
allegation.
as
No
well.
allegation.
The behavior of administration towards young users was put on display.
In light of the details surfacing from multiple accounts that was not made aware of until the past couple hours, I have made a difficult decision to disassociate from Reception for the time being. What's the allegation? This now they're saying details surfacing, but
And
what was it?
ultimately,
They're
the
not
same scenario
showing.
began to unfold, as had previously
So
occurred
it's just people hearsay, basically.
with Venom Grips
Which, like I said, I don't doubt that he was scamming stuff, but to say that he was doing things with minors or doing anything illegal sexually, I don't
and
see
calm
it.
gamers.
Yeah.
However, just a flash flood became an absolute tsunami. It turned out Specty
I
had
am no longer so. They're all
allegedly
just saying they're no
admitted to
longer.
sending
longer
animal
sub,
waste
but
to
none
a
of them are
player
saying
instead
what
of
the
merchandise
allegations are,
as
what they're
revenge.
against.
It was
if they're
claimed he would
against
post
anything.
member private addresses.
It's
in
just
his
they're hearing rumors come out and they're being like, "Oh, I'm gonna back out of here before it comes on me," you know, and I get a bad name from this rumors,
Yeah.
which probably was started by
Probably
BX Bullet.
from the
He
truth.
probably started it, you know,
It's
started
all
the
things-
rumors, and that's why people started leaving. It says Exodus, and it's probably because of her. She's screen capping all these people leaving.
So far, the only thing that I'm understanding from what she's claiming to be a
She did it
scam
August
is
10th, 2020.
she gave her address for the purpose of free energy drinks, and this seems to be the only thing so far that is a claim of a scam. And I'm not understanding how it's a scam because the energy drinks was free. She wasn't forced to give her address or anything like that. So I'm still really lost as to what the scam was.
The scam is? Yeah, I'm not really sure what the scam is. The scam could be that there's not real sponsors, but you got tricked by somebody who claimed to have sponsors and you came on and gave
Yeah.
them your address. You still got everything that they said.
People
The only
shit
thing
post.
that's the scam is that there wasn't really that many sponsors,
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
his Discord as retaliation for perceived slights, and there were additional instances of sexualization aimed
But where can you show us the proof of it?
at underage women. This is where things
Okay, here's where we see stuff. What was NSFW condom picture? If you want to see I have an OnlyFans, ha ha ha, JS. I don't see anything
Jokes.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
start to ramp up.
Or is she thinking that he really does have an OnlyFans and he was soliciting his OnlyFans to
Because
people?
it
or-
read as a joke.
That's an edgy joke. Big deal, right? Specty Poo tags a bunch of people will be paid today for June 9th. This is where I was saying he literally pays people out. This in itself justifies why he would be like, are they hot before joining? Because he's looking to make more money off these people, obviously.
Yeah.
He's running this thing for money,
Promotion.
you know,
Yeah.
and he's paying out. So that means he has to make money in
Right.
order to pay out to these people.
Yeah.
Incentives will be paid next week. Sharky got most XP and clan. You got the win percentage. So they're basically saying the more you win, the more we pay you. We pay out because we're getting more for more views as you win, right? Members, guys, not trying to be unfair or anything, but if you are inactive or on comp and don't participate in clan battles, he does basically saying if you don't participate and help out, then we're not going to pay out. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
You're
saying?
not
Like,
doing your job, basically.
yeah, it's unfair to pay you out for all the other people who are working so hard. You know,
Apparently,
to make us
between
money.
2016 and 2017, Specty had a proclivity for sexualizing children.
Okay,
Not
let's
only
see
were
it.
these minors underage, but they were also paid members of his roster by self-proclamation.
Let's see it. Where do you see self-proclamation? Nothing unfair. Okay.
He would habitually discuss adult themes, even advertising, for lack of a better term, a fetish toy
If you can't neigh like an elephant, you tiny. Just saying. LOL, Specty got the horse dick. Specty Foo got the baby arms hanging. Yeah, but these are other people saying
and-
that. All he said is, "We can't neigh like an elephant, you tiny." I mean, like I said, this is edgy joking.
Yeah.
Not true size you can brag to your coworkers. Just kidding.
Why is being sponsored by an adult toy company wrong? Because like a lot of YouTubers have some type of like sponsorship like that. That's actually a kind of common sponsorship to get now. Like like the most one that I can think of is like Adam and Eve. That's a toy company that for adults that a lot of YouTubers use once in a while. So I'm not understanding what's wrong with that. And a lot of those YouTubers don't have just adults in their audience, but they're not catering to the people that are
Yeah.
underage when they're mentioning that sponsor.
But
If
the
you're
funny
not
thing
into
is here, they're trying to show this saying that he's doing sexual content in front of kids. We don't know if any of these people are kids.
Yeah.
Like, we don't. They're not showing us that. Like, where's the proof that these people are children? And secondly, this is cut out of just the chat. We don't know what channel it's in. Maybe it's a channel that only allows over people over 18,
yeah.
and you have to show you're over 18 to be in that channel. Like, how do we know that's not the case?
A website as
But even still, even if it wasn't, it seems just jokey. Like this edgy humor that's not really criminal. Like there's
an
nothing you
official
can write
sponsor
to.
to a server filled with
Pretty sure I'm better at sex in here than anyone in here. LMAO. And then someone says, "Oh, really? Yeah, not true." We don't know if any of these people are minors. Again, like, huh? How do we know any of these people are
children,
minors?
some of whom
Sticky. What was? Oh, okay, we saw.
he held direct financial power
So far,
over.
it's pretty shoddy so far.
Enter Ye. Ye was a 16-year-old
She even labeled it part 5 just one joke. So she's getting that they're jokes.
member who identified as
What?
gay, and Specty would quite often insert him into the conversation when other members expressed
This
their
young
own
gay
similar
guy that he's joking with, because I don't think this guy himself is gay, so he's not really trying to hook up with this gay kid or groom him. So what? He's just joking with him, right? Bought a new car today. Whoop whoop. Put in rides. Members, I'm on Snapchat. Hit me up. Brockpotamus is the username, but he's talking about brought a new car. So he's saying check out my Snapchat to look at his new car, not to
sexual
anything
orientation. Specty would
Are you
advertise
I mean, unless they can show that he shares nude stuff or anything wrong with, with
their
children
own
on
similar
Snapchat,
sexual orientation.
then what's the problem?
Specty would advertise to members that his OnlyFans had sex.
Say, yeah, I'm at the gym. Where you at, kid? School. Oh, I forgot to post a picture. I said I'd post a pic in here after Sharky after I left the gym. Blah blah. No dick pics. I'll ban you. Already saying don't post any nudity in here.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, and DM the pics to me. That's somebody else talking.
Somebody else.
Is this team a cover for a nude teenager gym image trade? Thakong joking around. This is all joking. No, Ye is gay, though, for real. So if you're into that, I'm sure he'll share, right? Not a dick pic, promise. So, yeah, nothing. Again.
Sexual imagery. He would make sexual innuendos and comments to Ye rather frequently. And
Yeah, but if he's not gay, then what does it means he's joking, right? Like,
all of this contained on the
it doesn't even seem flirty. Like, it just seems like more like he's just fucking with him, right?
Yeah.
We're friends. It's all fun. I'll fucking do it. Yeah, fuck you, Ye, fucking fag, or see, kill yourself, Ye.
underage team Discord. Not only that, but Ye
Seems like
appeared to be
jokey
writing
stuff. Like I said, this is like edgy humor around underage people, which is not illegal or in any way. Like, we don't even know how illegal how underage these kids are. Like a 17-year-old can't handle some sexual edgy humor. I mean, PG-13 has actual sexual humor, right? In PG-13 films. Like, huh?
You might see a boob sometimes.
Literally, he hasn't done anything you wouldn't see in a PG-13 movie,
Yeah.
which people who are 13 and up are allowed in, right? And I doubt anybody in here is under 13, right? Like, so far, it's been nothing. Yay, it's on the 21st. It's right now skinny. Just then, he's asking him about his body because he was talking about working out. I'm slim buff. Mama told me buff isn't when you don't eat. Your diet can't be ice cubes and water. Yeah.
an erotic book about two fourth graders at or around 10 years old who were engaged in an
that was other people. And he was like, why are you talking about that? I'm 16, you flirty dragon. You visit bad dragon.
explicit romantic relationship. And Specty seemingly expressed that he was reading and enjoying
And like I said, this kid says he's 16. Nothing that's been talked about here
this
is
fiction.
like...
There were other instances of what appeared to be in my completely
in a movie
amateur
wouldn't be over PG-13, right? It wouldn't be rated R even. Well, I'm off to the bar on Monday. Yeah, okay. You can pop a couple of natties in the boat while it's sinking. That's a joke too. I suck dick, no homo, blah, blah. I found you a date, which is basically tagging another gay guy and saying...
coded language,
well, not a
such
gay guy,
as,
guy
I'm
who's
making
acting
ice
as gay.
cream for little boys at Dairy Queen.
But this has nothing to do with him. This is two other people there making a fake fanfic book that was probably a joke and not serious at all.
Keep it sketch. And the full picture included allegations.
Yeah, why? And he even questions it. Why did you write this gay book? 2 8-year-old boys, blah, 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 seemed right at the moment. Jesus. Like, he's not even for it. So what they're showing is him being like, God, what's wrong with you guys? Like, God, relax. I'm at work. Tonight, though, gotcha. I'm making ice cream for little boys at Dairy Queen. He works at Dairy Queen, probably, right? That's what that sounds like to me. LOL. Either way, it's a joke, right? They're all laughing about it. They're not taking it serious. LOL. Same. Gotta keep it sketch. Boy, I want a blizzard. Chop chop. Yeah,
in
it
order
seems
to
like a
move
lot of
up in
joking.
the organization
What?
and numerous other problems. Most troubling
What?
is one particular message from Ye, extremely sexual.
Yeah, my name. You don't need to know my name. The only thing you need to know is your well-being, because I'm gonna insert both my hands in your anal cavity. And so what? And he's like, not here. Yeah, like
nature, to
dude,
which Specty replies, not
this isn't
here.
the space.
yeah,
The subtle
maybe
and
not
alleged
here because he's talking really gross in
Yeah.
a main chat, and he's saying not in this chat. Like,
yeah.
son, you're gonna get me in
implication is
trouble.
that this exchange
Right.
might be happening elsewhere, just not in.
No, that's you making that up. See, he was like, oh, the insinuation here is this exchange would happen elsewhere. No, that's just you making that insinuation. That doesn't mean that at all.
What a
Exposed
crazy
himself.
thing to speculate about.
Yeah, that's all
They're
speculating.
waiting to do it in private.
Mhm.
Like now
Oh.
you're accusing him of having sexual acts with the people in his Discord now. Like,
And now this is a screen cap of a DM conversation that BXBullet had with another girl that was on the thing, exposing absolutely nothing.
yeah,
But watch, I'll read it. I wish I had a screenshots and knew if their names were still the same. I know one girl was called Bacon All You Can Eat or something like that. She was young. I think barely legal, which means legal, because barely legal means legal. But I know that people around her were younger and followed her lead, which doesn't mean much, because if she could be 19 and they could be 18, right? And following her lead in what, though, right? Like, that doesn't really mean much. She ate everything Spectre said because he got her to play his game and was able to move up the ranks in his Discord fast. I'd have to go through some things I have to see where anything there, basically screenshots. What about a boy named Ye? Do you remember him? No, never heard of that person. It used to be a lot more mature people in it when I was active in it. Right before I left, a bunch of barely legal, which is still legal. If legal, well, so it's questionable maybe, but as far as they know, it seems legal. Young girls came in, and with us being in our late 20s, 30s, the dynamic was different. I can direct, which happens. I can direct you to someone if they will talk, but blank is their name. You can see it, blah, blah. All right,
To a
so
full
far,
room of young,
nothing.
just chatting streamers for no apparent reason. And in this nudes channel, Specty would
If you can't reach her, I can message her and stuff. And willing, yes, if you don't mind, that would be useful. What about girls sending nudes to move up in the Discord? Were any of them underage? I do recall some 16 and 17-year-olds. I wish I knew their names. I need to see if there are many mentions in old DMs. Well, she recalls 16 and 17-year-olds moving up or sending nudes. Like, that's different.
That's different.
post pictures of a girl stating that
And so far, they haven't said exactly or shown any proof that that is true.
No.
I just, on top of that, again, this is a DM with somebody who could be lying as well. What's the proof? Or even more than multiple people saying that the one person coming out being like, I was 16 and I sent them a picture, like that hasn't even happened. I just sent some messages to all Deception members trying to see if any information, if there's anything I send you, thank you. There's an all girls Discord that he had somehow become part of, the admin team on to partner with Inception with. I need to figure out what it was called. I only heard about it from someone who was a member and left because he had joined and was getting the girls in it to harass ex-Inception members.
she had sent them and said it was okay for him to
Douchey
post
behavior, but
for
not
everyone.
anything
The
criminal.
previous
The same
member
thing.
who came forward was
Still nothing
16 at the time and extremely uncomfortable with all this. This is also
Where do you see that?
when we learned that Specty would pointedly ask members, is she hot, before recruiting
Where's the proof of
They're
this? She's
saying
16,
stuff
and where
and
does this
then
come
not
from?
showing the proof of it.
So she DMs someone else. Are your DMs open to discuss? Yes. Hi, I used to staff in Inception for about 3 years. I've seen a lot and have much to say. I don't think I need to share, but everything that has been going on right now, I think it's right time to talk about my experience. Please help me put an end to this. He's hurting so many people.
new female streamers. And also the nudes channel
There was 4 roles: admins, director, lead, staff. There were team roles that communicated regularly. They formed and made it a good rep for a while. Obviously, Spec made Inception, but his involvement wasn't too high when I joined. Then came the first drama I witnessed. And you were 16? Yes. Okay, so we've established this person was 16 on there, right?
Right.
Said, yes. There was a director of Inception who I don't recall the name of her name, started with an N, but I don't remember her at. She was really nice and friendly and always made a good environment until behind the scenes it was found out she was stealing members from Inception's Discord for her own personal gain. Now, this has nothing to do with him. She's writing out someone else for doing something bad to him, actually.
Right.
Right? That is when I saw the not so friendly side of Spectre. Right. So this chick poached members from him who he trusted and put in a high up position, and she poached the members from him for her own personal gain, and he got pissed off about it. Okay.
Inexplicably disappeared soon after. With
And she left. Yes, there was a chat that popped up called Nudes Leak or something like that. I saw it for like a day. Any chance you know the date that happened or the year? No, I do not recall. I'm sorry about that. So she didn't even see it. She just saw the chat pop up, but she didn't actually see what was in there. It had pictures of girls in there. Apparently, a girl that Spec was talking to, and she allowed them to post there. Okay, so as far as this person telling the story, it was allowed by this person.
Yeah.
Do you know how old she was or if she was young? She was in the Discord, but she never said her age, which was strange, as most people do when they introduce themselves in Inception. She looked like maybe 19 to 21. Legal. But it was hard to tell, as most of those pictures posted there was a body. Only she once posted a selfie, so that's how I know her name. She only once posted, that's how I know the age gap, maybe. So she's saying the only time she posted a selfie, her face.
the simple statement by Specky that
21.
she had become uncomfortable.
So far, nothing wrong here. So far, doesn't seem like it. Everything's just speculation that it might be wrong, but it's so far it seems like it's not. Okay, and there were full nudes of her. The chat was deleted after like a day or two, and no one spoke about it, and we were just a butt cricked out, as only staff saw it. So it was only for high up members.
The adults.
It was like bra and panties type photos, and some nude photos. I'm not sure what that means. The selfie, by the way, was not nude. Okay, and then what happened? Did he say anything to you about it? He just stated in staff chat that the girl got uncomfortable with the photos being there, so she asked to remove them, so he deleted the whole chat.
Right. What's wrong with that?
That
He went
nothing there seems
farther
wrong.
than just taking
I do
down
know
those
one
pictures.
thing that might be weird or uncomfortable. Every time Spectre introduced a new female to the org, he would talk to staff guys and be like, is she hot? And would show us the Instagram of some of the people. So, you know what's funny? Here's something they're not realizing that's very funny about this. He's asking other people if they're hot.
Yes.
So it's not for him.
No.
Because he would know if he found them hot.
Right.
He's asking for general consensus. Hey, do you think this girl's hot? If the majority of people say yes, then this might be a good person to get to join because they would bring in a lot of viewers and other people, right?
Sounds like he's a promoter.
That sounds legit.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds totally legit, and like people are twisting it to be totally off. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with him asking other people if girls he's bringing in are hot?
Yeah.
Honestly, if it was for him and he thought they were hot and he wanted to kick it to them and be like, oh, I just want hot girls in here so I can hook up with them.
Yeah.
Why even bring it up to other people?
Right,
Why not just keep that to yourself and be like, I'm going to bring her in and flirt with her in DMs in secret? You know, like, so kind of weird. It's very strange that they would think that this is something more than it is. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Comfortable with it. But this does not negate
So remember,
the fact-
this is all the proof that she has in her Google. So far, a lot of this proof has been super shoddy and not, and just a lot of speculation and stuff, right? This one I can't read.
is
It's too
14,
small.
possibly even younger.
here we go, zoom.
These contracts were fixed.
Okay. Oh, so this is, he didn't do anything weird with these kids. What he
Contracts to
did
do-
was he was allowing underage people to join the Twitch esports group, but they had to sign like these contracts because he's dealing money out to them.
Right.
But the contracts are really not valid because nobody under 18 can sign a contract without parents' permission.
Right.
So he was like, well,
Users as
whatever.
young
These
as
are the
14,
contracts I give
possibly
adults. Like, just sign it, whatever, you know, like, and I'll pay you out anyway, right? I'm okay. She said, just ask anything you need. He says, it's okay. She says, I heard about your contract issue with Specty. Can you tell me more about it in your words? You don't have to tell me anything, all right, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is what they say. 14 years old, and at the time I was a competitive Fortnite player. I was looking for an org to rep, and I came across Inception. They had a good contract, so I decided to get in touch with them. And being 14, I still don't know much about contracts and stuff besides signing it. It was on a 5-month contract. Well, here's something everybody knows. No one under 18 can sign a contract without their parents' permission, and it's valid. You can sign it, but it's not going to be valid. So if they take this to a court of law and he tries to sue this kid for like doing anything that was on the contract, it wouldn't be valid because his parents didn't sign it, right? Like 5 months contract, and 3 months I was on there. I was promised a lot of products from Inception sponsors, but they kept claiming it was due to Corona and with whole pandemic. But I've received Amazon packages in 3 days, so I doubt something like Corsair RAM would take more than 3 months. He has repeatedly lied to me about sending products out and has basically ripped me off because before I just left, he signed a lot of female streamers who had OnlyFans and stuff. which is so weird. He promoted more. Yeah, probably to make more money so he can pay out, because obviously he's having problems paying out people and having these sponsorships continue to sponsor him if they were sponsoring him in the first place. Who knows? But that could be part of it. It was so weird. He promoted more female streamers than his signed players. Yeah, because female streamers sell, right?
People,
So I left then. Brisper hit me up and he told me that he never signed his end of the contract. In my opinion, he's so childish, so retarded, and he's short-tempered. Yeah, so far, he's a douchebag. Okay. Like, I don't care that he's a douchebag.
Even younger. These contracts were
I mean, these contracts are invalid, and he probably knows they are. He just does it as a technicality, just
Fake.
as kind of like an arm shake, like a handshake. Like, okay.
did not even include parental signatures. They also claimed that should these underage
Yeah,
users
that's why they don't work.
leave the team, they would need to pay Specty because of that. They were
Yeah, buyout fee, which they legally don't have to pay because
they're children.
the contract is not legal.
Yeah.
locked in financially.
Let me guess, this kid didn't pay him
Yeah.
the
Right?
money to exit.
How did this
He would ask for
underage person
bikini
get that
pictures when
money?
young female
He would
streamers
ask for bikini pictures. Where's
joined.
that?
Where's
And
that?
Can you see that? Can I see that? LML, so you're like 14, rip. Wished we got more EUS. I'm not even sure what that is. Like, go recruit some good kids. Allow us to mention roles so I can go like at EU team spar. So they're looking for the European team to play against or something. Preferably 10-year-olds that never stop playing, or 40-year-olds who can't move from being obese. So I'm like, this is that part where I'm like, are they saying he's weird towards kids and 40-year-olds, or like, how does this work? I'm into 10-year-olds and 40-year-olds that are obese. Like, what? I don't think that's the point. I think he's talking about. I think this isn't in the context of this is that he wants people that can play all day, either 10-year-olds who because they don't have any responsibilities that can play all day.
Yeah.
Or 40-year-olds who are too fat to move because they don't
They're
work either, or
online
they're on disability, and they
Yeah.
have all day to play video games.
Yeah.
Right?
testimonial became a tidal wave so large it would have
So far, again, that they
I'm
haven't
still
really
not seeing
shown
anything.
anything of interest here. Hi, hello, how's the contract going? It's been put on hold for the time being. Need to figure out what I do with the graphics team. Okay, I'm assuming I won't get not until the contract is done, but it gets shady because you can't even legally sign it. So he's expressing like you can't even legally sign it. So, well, we do need a contract. I do the work before I get anything, so no risk on your end, right? Always risk. Yeah, he's like, there's always a risk.
by the names Pie Chub
But he's telling them, like, it's even telling them. So it's not like he's trying to get him to sign a contract and pretend. Like, he just proved that he's not doing anything wrong. Because he's not trying to give him a contract and pretend, I'm going to get you if you fucking don't. But he's letting them know, like, it doesn't even matter if you sign this or not, because I can't legally hold you
Do
against it
anything,
either
yeah.
way. Yeah. Miss Marissa, want to flirt in VC? Who's Miss Marissa? Is that a minor? Somehow I doubt it, right?
Eagle Owl HD, and Miss Marissa. Recall that he had pointedly
Who's Miss Marissa, though?
asked to flirt with Miss Marissa in
Okay.
private
She
chats.
So why can't he ask to flirt with her? Is she underage?
The tactic was to bot their channels with malicious messages, attempting
He didn't
to get
even
them
explain
banned.
that, like,
and
if
when
she was
confronted
underage or
live, he implicitly admits to being the architect.
All right, so I took a screenshot of the highlighted.
Okay, so this is him again, just being a douchebag. He botted this chat, and he says he did. Okay,
Be
I
enough
don't
for
really
Twitch and Discord
you can bitch at him for that. That's fine, but to
to
call him
take
other things and
permanent
not show
action.
serious
Specky
evidence
was
is
heading
ridiculous.
a partnered Discord server, had a partnered Twitch team, and yet nothing. There was evidence uncovered that dated back years where Specky
I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah,
would leverage and weaponize botting to retaliate
okay.
against
I don't
out that
care
his
about the
history of
weaponized body.
court
It doesn't
proceeding
matter. Cyberbullying and false accusations. Don't worry though, you're one of 27. Okay, bud, see you there.
and it turned out that his history of sending malicious
Okay, he's had beef with people, so send it to. Oh, there's another
packages
clip of BX Bullet arguing with him. Send it to that address. See you soon. Yeah, I know that you have my address, and I'm not worried, nor am I afraid of you. So
might
then
come
what's
into
the
play.
problem? So then why'd she make a video then, like, right? And
Finally,
it seems like you are worried, and that's why she came out and did
Becky
all that
posted
shit.
a
This is
tweet-
before they started beefing, you see.
longer apology, which addressed virtually nothing and seemed more like a
That
shallow
was his apology. All right, so he apologized for his actions. now.
Attempt at
They just don't
deflection.
want to accept it, but he did apologize for his actions, right?
Later on, further exacerbating all previous issues, it became known that Specty had a special role in his Discord for underage members.
Now, see, I see that as him being careful. If you have a role for underage members, then then you can lock them out. That's how Discord works. When you give somebody a role, you can lock them out from certain rooms because certain rooms can be just for certain roles. So if they have that role, then they might not be allowed in those rooms because of that. Which makes sense, because there might be adult things being spoken about, which is where some of those screen caps could have came from, for all we know. You know,
called pattern.
in fact, all the people that they showed screen caps of were not this color. This is the color. Light green is the color of people who are underage on there, right? And none of the people in any of those screen caps were light green.
No.
One, which made it distinctly clear that he was aware of who was and was not underage.
Yeah, which
probably
helps
a good
his
thing.
case.
Yeah.
This brings us back to the issues of sexual content, explicit imagery,
let's see.
suggestive messages, and other material a partnered Discord server owner should not be engaging in under an on
But there's the
posturing.
thing is, she's just saying he runs a Discord that minors are in, so he can never do anything adult on there.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
Than anything else, but still.
Here we go. Specty poo. This comment on deleted user. LOL. Spectre permission to meme the poop out of her. Do it. All right. Make sure you don't mention us. I know. So they're memeing somebody? What?
Hiring a criminal to execute vengeance against previous team members
Where?
who spoke out about sexual misconduct and other.
Venom Grips. You are dropped. Never make false accusations about someone when they have your info.
For
Okay.
alleged impropriety, things were definitely escalating.
I don't
In
know.
July of
So far, he hasn't shown. He said, "This is what I'm saying." This video, he's like saying stuff, but he's not showing you any proof of stuff. He's showing you some proof, but that's not the proof of what he's saying.
Yeah.
2020, Specty
History
came
of threats. Yeah, he threats people who fuck with him. Okay, so do you. So does BX Bullet.
Yeah.
So he made this
back
fake
with a new
account.
account called I'm Not a Moose. Specty denied this account was his at first, but he was unfortunately recorded directly claiming ownership and even stating how he came by the moniker. This is where the story turns from esports drama to anonymous impersonation. Yes, the hacking collective. Specty created this account to embed with hacktivists on Twitter. Hacktivists who have genuine goals and would never approve of this type of behavior.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't really care about that
Yeah.
either. Maybe
just
the only
looks like a
reason you would
troll.
put this out and put this on the video is because he wants Anonymous to go after him. That's the only thing I could think of. Because what he's saying is here, fear gives intelligence even to fools. Anonymous hunt begins. Well, what does this have to do with anybody? Anonymous guilty as proven? I don't know.
He,
what
via
it
his
is.
false anonymous Twitter account, became friends with another individual named Laylulsboat. This was a person who was, at the very least, far more legitimate in the world of hacktivism than Specty himself.
But I don't see what this has to do with any of that beef or drama. None of these show him tweeting about it or talking
And their
about it. So who
partnership,
cares?
as Specty lied to him, created new issues for previous Inception members. These two, as a pair, would go after members who no longer
just
want.
thinking about the contracts, which aren't even, you can't even hold up in court or anything because they're not even legal,
They're underage.
like contracts. It seems like that's a trolley contract. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a trolley thing. So if this is the thing that's used as proof to say, oh, he's scamming people and look at these contracts, like what am I supposed to look at?
Mhm.
It's not even a legal document.
No, yeah, it's not illegal either
It's
because
not
it's
legal
not like
and-
he's trying to make the contract be real or
Yeah.
tricking people into things by saying they're a real contract. As they just showed us, he tells underage people that he can't, that it's not even legal if they sign it anyway.
Yeah. I haven't heard any
I
money
don't see
be
what the
mentioned
problem
in this entire thing. I haven't heard one mention of any money being taken, withheld, or scammed from.
Mm-hmm.
A free
Yeah, the
box
kid who said he
of
left because
energy
he didn't get
drinks.
anything didn't say that he tried to collect the money for him
Yeah.
but leaving. Like, he didn't say anything
What
about
is the
that.
scam? I just
Wanted
see
to be
this guy as kind
associated
of a
with you.
troll a little bit.
It seems like the only things they really have him on in here is just being a douchebag online, like, which is
Yeah.
like almost anybody. It's so common for people to be
Like,
douchebags
welcome to the
online. Who
internet. Are
cares?
these people new to the internet? Because
Of self-harm. To prevent this, BX Bullet called the local authorities who then visited Specty's address, which he would claim in the
So she
Because
called the
of
police
less
on to visit her
non-threats.
address. His address.
future was a malicious swatting attempt. Specty would later admit
I
with
mean, it kind of
It kind of
is.
direct audio confirmation that he
Wanna hear
did
that.
all of this, including fake self-harm, changing Twitter handles, and more, to confuse and deflect, confirming a great deal of what was previously
Oh yeah, I put a gun in my mouth and we had me on stream. We're all hurting, and I'm close enough today. You out here tweeting that we have targets on our backs, man? Nobody wants that for you to hurt yourself. Buff and Bella do. They won't stop. Yeah, what is this about?
mere allegation.
Are you going to deny that he was possibly suicide? Is that him
If you
saying he
remove
was
your second
suicidal?
account from our Discord, I know about it. I never had one, lol, but I still
To be true. This is when Specty really came after BX Bullet personally. He would exchange her personal details and
Well, she went to the police
She went to
about
the
him.
police about him.
Yeah.
home address
are they
with other hacker
discrediting
individuals
his,
on
like,
Discord.
mental state as well? If he was feeling suicidal, like, you're calling him a pedophile.
And yeah, I mean, she's done other things too before that as well.
Yeah.
Insinuating or outright stating that he wanted terrible things to happen to her. This
Yeah, but she wanted terrible things to happen to him.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
continued
it
for
seems
quite
kind
some
of
time,
even.
and in the interim, BX Bullet, being a private investigator, if you remember, contacted the list of sponsors in light of no law enforcement or criminal response, and discovered that
There's a picture of her in her life. Huh? What the fuck? I was joking. Who's she? I just want to dox racists. But blank, that's nothing. She put her name, aka BX Bullet. I mean, she says his name too. She's one of them. Didn't you guys dox
they
her?
were all fraudulent. The companies had no idea and would pursue action to discontinue any association if they could. Back to the hackers. Things were about to implode spectacularly.
They're really
in
just showing, at this point, they're just showing that these two are at a
this
beef
arena.
with each other.
Lulz's boat, a more legitimate presence in
This
the hacking
happens all
arena
the
than
time
Specty
on the
without
internet.
question, came in contact with BX Bullet, and when confronted with her various claims, demanded
the
evidence.
Danielle
And
person.
Let me see. Threat? You saying you are going to have to be sent to jail if we continued. Threat? What? Show me that. LOL. Why do you idiots make up shit? Yeah, but this is, I think Spectre is that Danielle chick, right? And they're thinking that Spectre's also him, but I think that's that Danielle chick. That's why she's like, what? When did I say that I make a threat?
Right.
Said that. Show me that. Okay, we saved the VOD. Don't worry, but I was turned on by your anger, to be honest. I thought it was kind of cute. LOL. I have something saved too, a nice clip. Is BX tried to delete it, but we saved it. Naked child on stream. LOL. That's against TOS. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
We got you. You guys are fucking with us. We got you back.
she had it. Upon discovering the whole
Guess
truth,
what?
Lulz's purged the previous doxing Discord, outed Specty on Twitter to his fullest extent, and severed their connection.
That's
Specty's
smart.
embedded manipulation of hacktivists had come to an end. This brings us to Specty's final attack on BX Bullet. What followed was a flurry of new accounts, malicious claims, and frankly, harassment. He would post her private address.
But
Specty is
because
not
she
Spectre.
called the police on him and got him investigated, like he said, right? And that's why he's doing this.
Beneath tweets, he would post her info as his profile information. He would bot her stream relentlessly
I mean, I would do the same, if I was to be honest.
with horrible messages, which continued up to her.
I mean, like I said, she maybe she caught him on scams and stuff like that, but maybe she should have just stuck to that. Like,
Her recent
but
resignation.
she's starting to turn this into something it's not, which is really hurting the cause of stopping him from scamming people anyway, right? Like, if that was true, you're fucking it up by making it worse, right?
From Twitch entirely a mere few days ago. His username list grew and grew. That activity continued, and his renamed Twitch forward with further allegations that he had sexually harassed minors, faked giveaways, sent nudes of administration from Specty's server, came forward with further allegations that he had sexually...
Allegations don't mean anything.
Yeah.
Allegations without proof means nothing.
Are they more jokes that they're taking as literal?
Like how many people, in fact, even if you're saying that he scammed people, that just makes more sense that those people who are scammed will lie about him to fuck him over because they're pissed off about being scammed by him. So they'll lie about all these things that happen, right?
harassed minors, faked giveaways, sent nudes of women he exploited to other members, and targeted, through botting or other malicious activity, anyone who ever spoke out in opposition. It continued and continued more and
he's an
more
asshole,
until
okay.
finally, at one
That
point
doesn't
on
mean anything
BX
to me.
Bullet's stream, her 3-year-old daughter
Promised
ran
you
into the
free
room
energy
through the
drinks.
doorway
I'm sorry, you didn't
purely
get your free energy drinks. Like,
And this we know about her daughter running in. Useless, so we don't need that. I need you to see this now. Is this private or can I blast it? Go off, fam. But just wait. My kid wasn't naked. She has to explain again. I grabbed her right away, and there's no way they would ban me for that. He is sextorting my child? How is he sextorting your child? What
No,
he's doing is
she's
using
doing
your child because you violated TOS with your child
Yeah.
to ban you because that's what you're doing to him.
yeah.
but this, along with the claim that he was visiting her and disgust, paints a
This is the part where he says that part about ghost hunting. I gotta get everywhere but there. He just confessed to wanting to visit you in Massachusetts and go ghost hunting. Now you notice there's no screen cap of him actually saying that, but this is how it was related to her from this other person, which seems weird. He confessed to wanting to visit you in Massachusetts and go ghost hunting.
Maybe there's
Now,
no
Massachusetts has a big history of ghost stuff. All these ghost shows, they go to Massachusetts a lot.
Yeah.
It seems more like he was saying, he'd love, yo, she's from Massachusetts. I love Massachusetts. I'd love to go there to go ghost hunting, and really
yeah.
didn't have much to do
And
with
they
wanting
think
to
he's
visit
out
her.
to kill her. This is
Or
how
maybe that
far
was part of it too. Or yeah, or I could visit her, and maybe we could bury the hatchet or something, and go ghost hunting together. You know, and bury the hatchet. Are we recording all of this? He's gonna follow bot you later. I don't suggest you stream. I'm trying to record if my phone is dead. I don't have OBS. Yeah, so we have no proof of how he phrased that.
Paints a
But
picture
even
that-
from the other person's description of how that was phrased seems kind of weird, right? And off, or from how she took it. At Shadow Danielle, if you could please DM me about a picture you saved of my mostly new 3-year-old child, which is now being used to threaten me, that would be great. Thanks.
That is hard to look at with anything other than disgust. What's true
I mean, after what she did, I think it's a justified
It's
here?
retaliation.
I can't say.
And it was
False
her
report,
who had
yeah.
her kid on the screen, not
Yeah.
them. They're just taking it to use it to ban you from Twitch.
Sure.
That's
At bare
terms of service
minimum,
thing.
it's a roller coaster of bad decision making by dozens of people.
Yeah, including her,
including
because
her.
she started a lot of this.
Indicative of the fraudulent.
Notice how
You
on
can
the
make
Gabble
nebulous state of-
Guy's stream, she mentions a child being shown on camera. Doesn't mention that it was her child. It's only convenient to mention that it's her child at certain times. Not all
Yeah.
times, though.
Yeah, a lot of that doesn't make sense. I don't. It's very strange and it's funny. God, screens, a lot of skips. It's strange. It's funny. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you guys watch it. I don't know. Like, I don't understand how that works. Like, from her end, it just doesn't look right. Like,
No.
it doesn't make any
It's
sense.
really bad.
I just don't understand it. But like, where else can she go from here?
Yeah.
Like, is there anywhere she can go for what's she gonna do next? Well, let's go back to, let me see her Twitter again, and we'll scroll back up and see what she said. Now there's another video she's done that we've seen, another video Hunter's
Hunter
done,
has
but
done.
it's already getting late and I don't want to go through all that. But we'll go a little more through her Twitter and see what she says. So she responds to this video, and now she's accusing Hunter of helping this guy, which
Yeah.
he didn't at all. Looks like I have 2 stalkers. Hunter, which is funny.
Now Hunter's
Hunter
a stalker.
Avallone can't quit talking about me for one day, which is all in response to what
her
she
starting
said.
it.
And also to remind you, the screen cap she's showing to tell you that Hunter can't stop talking about her is the video that he posted, which is about him going over how she called him out.
Yeah.
And was recorded from a live stream from days ago, right? From days before that.
Right.
So it's not that he can't. He talked about her once on a stream a week before this, and and the clip was posted now, and someone else is tweeting it. It's not even him. So chooses to upload a vid to give my pedo harasser even more ammo, but it's not you gave that ammo. He's just responding to what you said. Like, he's not adding anything extra to it. He's just replying to what you bashed him on the internet. Said that he liked, that he's this guy's more sympathetic to pedophiles. You're the one strawmanning him on the internet. He's replying to it.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that she takes the victim approach on that when she started that. Thanks for using such a cute pic of me, though. The comments are super productive. What's that got to do with him too? BXBullet is smoking hot. Well, that's I don't see what's wrong with that. Aristocracy greater than BXBullet. I don't know what the other chick looks like, but BXBullet's not that hot. Too bad her brains aren't as good as her looks. Just a booby streamer with bush. Bro, the inside of my cat's kitty litter box is more attractive than her. Oh my god, hell yeah. Yeah, so
I
who
mean,
gives a
she's
shit?
done something pretty ugly.
But what does his
Like,
comment section have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Hunter Avallone's hate video about my criticism of his pedophile sympathizer being used by a pedophile's ammo to harass his victims is peak irony? No, it's not.
No, it is not. It's ironic.
You're making
for
an
you.
irony out of something that's not there.
Yeah.
Is what's going on. Somebody says she provides. This is a person that she keeps tweeting. Oh, that's the Rain Plasma guy.
Mm-hmm.
She provides, I guess if I can see, she provides sexual content on her public Twitter for minors to see. There's no age check on public posts. Please explain to me sexual content on my Twitter, anyone?
What do you mean? The
Let's see the
sexual
replies, if
content on
anybody
your
did. I
ma'am,
bet you
you
blocked
wore,
them.
ma'am, you wore a nurse costume on your Twitch stream,
Yeah.
and you're really confused where the sexual
You do know that
content
there's
is
a
on your
media
own
option
stream?
where you can see all the sexy photos you post to promote your fan house page, right? Some people might see those as sexualizing yourself. Womp womp. Oh!
Wow. I'm sure you didn't have to look that far for those pictures. Like,
Womp womp.
girl's a nut. Like,
Oh my god. She's not totally wrong there. Well, he's not totally wrong there, I guess. Holy shit, I think I'm pretty tough person mentally, but it
No.
may be time for me to log off. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? Just log off.
You've been saying that for
I
almost
blocked
2
like
years
50
now.
people today. You were
Yeah,
one of those.
I was one of them.
I guess this is why people choose not to speak up about abuse. Yeah, well, that's like I said,
Saying
if you're going to
report it,
pretend
if
to
it's
be a
true,
whistleblower, you got to deal with the blowback from it.
Yeah, it must be really hard to hear if it's true. Report it. It must be really hard to hear that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and that was what you said, right? If that's true, why don't you report it to Twitch and let them handle it?
you know, it would be awful. I've already said this to you privately, but it would be really awful if she's trying to push this belief that her child's been a victim of pedophilia to her actual daughter. Like, it would be awful for her to have like her child grow up believing this, what she's pushing here. Hopefully she's got enough brain cells not to do that, but I have very little hope for her to actually not be doing that, because she's just so vindictive like this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think
Spun a lie after lie. What is he saying over here? Oh, it was spun a lie about how he was working with the orgs and he couldn't help. After a conversation with him and his staff, had his staff member take out a penis in a Discord call, which we saw. Witnessed the scamming and harassment of multiple women, including BXBullet. Okay, but
what's
where's
scamming?
the evidence of
Yeah,
this?
I still don't see what the scamming is.
Going
I'm sorry, I
live
didn't
to
get
chat
your
about the
free box.
situation. Why make a hate video about me if you agreed with my tweet all along? What?
What?
He didn't agree. He actually, no, from this, although this is a bit dishonest clip. Yeah, we saw that one already. What? He didn't make a hate video. It wasn't even a hate video about her. He was responding to what she said and explaining. Weird. Standing up to evil only to see nothing done while having it mock you is a terrible feeling. I feel zero remorse. I'm on his side on that. I would feel zero remorse as well. And you're doing the same in reverse. So it's like she's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Does she feel remorse for what she did to him? I don't think so,
not.
right? So
She's
what's the
look at her.
problem here?
Yeah.
You guys feel mutual about each
Yeah.
other. What's the problem here? I'm logging off Twitter for a while.
No.
This is one day, not even a while, because the next day she already tweeted
I
again.
bet you that's
For my
hours
own
of time.
sanity, if you supported me these past days, blah, blah. Still no action from Twitch on banning my harasser, and a lot of people seem to want me to give up and disappear. Maybe the universe is telling me to quit. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe the universe is
Yes.
telling you to quit.
Listen to the universe and quit.
He's process. You think my choices make me evil? Then that's what I'll be. Yeah, you're basically.
Yeah.
He's basically
Like,
saying
alright,
you're
whatever.
making him do this. Yeah. Like I said, someone knows who you are. Oh, you think I'm evil? Tries to murder me. And before he tries to murder me at City of Meriden, doxing him. That's the city he lives in. Doxing him and tagging the police about him have done nothing to help me. Remember this tweet. This tweet where he says, "You think I'm evil?" Like I said, LOL. Someone knows who you are. Yeah, so that he's saying you're evil.
You're
Someone
evil.
knows that you're actually the
Yeah.
one that's evil. What? Response to some of the drama. Is this the one we saw? Is Hunter everyone? Yeah.
Well,
this is the
it
one we
looks
just
like my
watched.
star.
And then we watched that. The courting, you covered this story briefly in 2020, the first time it broke. Nothing has changed in over a year. So she's trying to get the quartering on to
Oh
make
my
a video
God.
about it now. And add Destiny to a list of large creators punching down at me while literally already KO'd. Huh? What, you care about punching up or down? I thought she was a conservative and she doesn't care about those things. Next to the Night Man, yeah. He's basically calling her out on saying all this stuff. Like, I'm logging off Twitter.
Yeah.
And then the next
That's
day,
what
I have
saying.
actual problems right now. Hunter, you mean nothing to me. Basically saying Hunter means nothing. I'm going to log off. And then the next day she
Yeah.
tweets about Hunter again, right?
This girl is so.
I guess bullying is just cool now. What a time to be alive. She's the one who started all of this. So she's initially the bully here.
She's already doing it to Hunter of being dramatic with her accusations, because Hunter says to her, log off, seek medical help, your mental health will improve drastically. And she takes that as, Hunter just told me to kill myself. Like, this is the
Yeah, it's
leaps that this
crazy. Yeah, that's
chick
how she exaggerates.
has. She's
crazy.
She's like the angry, vindictive ex, making up sexual, like, other types of, like, just dramatic stories to, like, lose custody if you're in a custody battle or some shit like that, or get a restraining order. Just making up shit. Like, she's deranged.
Mm-hmm. So she retweets her video again and says, from the same day, she just wants it to amplify it again. Just a heads up, the first half of the video answers all your questions about how all this happened with my child and accused pedo. But remember in the video, she never mentions that she called the police on him before all this started. Again, tweets about it again. Just as a heads up, the first half of this video questions all your questions, repeats it again, tweets it again. Quartering retweets it. Hello, creep. I am curious why you would use naked photos of a woman's 3-year-old daughter to blackmail her. Is this a normal thing for you to use to win internet arguments?
So
that's not what it is.
Just out of the loop of where this. He's looking at it the way I looked at it, possibly the first.
So she's manipulating the quartering into thinking, not knowing that she called the police on this guy.
Right.
And is tagging the police of his local police on Twitter already. At this point, she has already tagged the local police.
Right. She's looking for suckers at this point, like the quartering, who will just buy that he did this thing without looking into it further. Like,
and I bet he doesn't. I wonder if he does make a video about it, because I'm gonna bet he might look into it and be like, "Oh, hold on, like I don't want to make this video." Hello. Oh yeah. Do you store other photos of naked children just in case on your hard drive folder? And this is what he said. What he's retweeting is this guy saying, "Here comes the pity party with BX. LOL. Shows a lot about her. I am her content. 600 likes on me. 3 likes on a normal tweet. You better hope I don't disappear. You may not be relevant anymore." Talking about how he won't stop talking about her. And there he goes. Look, 3 claps from still no action from Twitch for saying that. Basically saying, yeah, God, this chick won't stop talking about me. Like, I'm done with this.
Whatever she was known for before, this is what she's known for now.
Now, there's a funny neuroticness in this, right? Like, let's go back a little bit. She already tweeted these tweets about Destiny.
Right.
Just like she already posted about her video and then repeated it 3 times on the same day. Now she's tweeting Destiny, the same tweet from Destiny again, and saying something else. But it's the same tweet. She's retweeting again within the same day. Quote tweeting it again. Gee, so sorry. Like, she went back to it and thought more about it and couldn't get it off her mind and went back to it. You know, like, gee, so sorry I communicated I was stressed and needed a break, but couldn't do so due to the fact I'm currently amplifying a signal to bring down a literal criminal on the platform. What good things have you done for the world lately? Like, talk about...
Not make false harassment and pedophilia reports, I'll tell you that.
Talk about inflating your ego, though. Listen to how she talks about how awesome she is. I'm doing this grand thing. What have you done for the world? I mean... I don't know what Destiny's done for the world, but I mean, he's gone out and promoted politicians, gone door to door and tried to get people to vote in general, as well as vote for a local politician that he was promoting and working for. Like, he's done some things, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't what you're doing, doesn't seem to be that big for the world. It's just a few people that's concerned with that. Who cares? Imagine being this bad of a person to leak a personal DM where I asked you to stop being such a dick to me in public. Imagine being Hunter Avallone. But, well, I guess he deleted it. But you did also tweet out things he was saying and called him a pedophile. You know what I'm saying? It's like you do these things and attack people, and then you're surprised that they don't treat you like a friend anymore, or treat you like with any respect anymore. Like, don't act that way in the first place. God, this tweet makes you look like such a terrible person. Imagine making this tweet and thinking you are the good guy. Also, you are a bully. Yeah, but you're a bully too. And he's not claiming to be a good guy. He says, imagine making this tweet and thinking you are the good guy. He's not claiming that he is the good guy.
BXBullet should be.
And this is the same shit she put in her video. And she already put that video out and she's still retweeting about this still. The same things. And then gets surprised that Hunter makes a video back after she makes a video and then tweets a bunch of shit over and over again that she already bothered him about. Again, she's saying he's a bully, but really, she's a bully too, so it doesn't matter. Leaky DMs is such a garbage move, especially in a case like this where there was no reason to do so other than
he did that first.
No,
she did that first.
No, but he released the DMs because he was saying she was calling him out on stuff, so he released the DMs to prove that she's full of shit.
Yeah.
Corroborations and personal witness statements below are appreciated. The teal there about rain plasma and all the done and victim, please read. Is there something else to read now? Okay, teal plasma and all has done to his victims. There's so many people here asking for more context who don't have to read extended reminder. Past years he has scammed and frauded countless people out of $1,000 using fake giveaways, counterfeit. Okay, if you have evidence of that, you can report that to the police. lured children. See, this is where's the proof that he lured the children in?
Yeah.
That's a different thing. Are you saying he has a link out where he where Twitch streamers come in and he gives them, and they become part of his ring or something?
Yeah.
Is that luring children? But are you saying he also lures 30-year-olds too?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Into his partner Discord server using fake sponsors. It's okay. He then sexually engaged with the children. Which children? By using sexually inappropriate humor. I don't care about that. Talking about his penis in the inappropriate humor, not like, hey guys, check out my penis. Oh man, I want you people to touch my penis. He didn't say any of those things. Sending them pornographic links. We didn't see any proof of that. Encouraging them to share nude photos with each other. No. That was a joke. Yeah. That wasn't serious. One of them was gay and the other one wasn't. It was just saying suck my dick, and he was making the joke like, oh, you're gay, blah, blah. It didn't happen. Encourage the kids to write and also read graphic homosexual pedophilic erotica.
No,
not true. No, not true. The one time the only proof they showed of that, he was like, oh, why are you guys into this? What are you guys doing? Incorrect again. Frequently alluding to engaging with the children in private messages. No, it didn't. And on Snapchat, they didn't show proof of that either. Hardly any of this is proven.
No.
Trick Twitch streamers into joining a fake org with fake spot. That's possible, but like I said, report that, and I haven't seen it. As org owner to flirt and request nude photos from the girls, including some who were allegedly underage, but allegedly doesn't mean they were. It is alleged that he would entice the girls to send nudes by offering them perks. That's an allegation. There's no proof for that. Sexually harassed multiple strict. Okay. Threatened and harassed children who he lured. I don't know if that's true. Sending them like animal feces and adult sex toys to their houses as retaliation. Well, that's just him being a douchebag. Not illegal either. None of that's illegal unless he actually did that. Mm-hmm. Tricked children as young as 11 into signing fake. Well, you didn't show that he tricked them.
Yeah,
you just said that he did give them the contract, but even with one, he admitted that he told them that doesn't mean
it's not even legal.
You guys showed that. Well, I made that's like threatened. Yeah, none of this really, a lot of this is just really unshoddy evidence. Mm-hmm. Hired black hat hackers to retaliate against whistleblowers.
Oh my God, here's her claim.
I don't know. I mean, all of that is possible, but I would like to see some serious proof, and there isn't. And if there was, you could probably get charges. I'm also a firearms instructor at level 4. Oh no, something Hunter said here. I don't know what he said. I have a BS in biology, and I have a bullshit in biology, and was a cancer drug developer for 6 years before moving into quality of life sciences, but keep doubting it. I really don't care. None of that really matters. Why do Hunter and Omni Destiny always resort to casting doubt on my credentials? You can believe it or not. I promise I'm not leaving any sleep over tonight. Well, the reason they doubt your credentials is because you seem to make a lot of shit up and make a lot of assumptions out of little things.
Yeah.
It's like, with all the stuff that he said, which I'm not saying anything she's saying is not true about all these things that she is, but I'm saying you're a firearm instructor, and you would get that from like showing somebody how to use a gun one time and say, well, I'm a firearm instructor, but not really. You showed somebody how to use a gun once, But I mean, she probably is all these things. I'm not doubting it. Who cares? But I can understand why people would doubt it. Totally understand. He'll continue to at Twitch until they respond completely acceptable. Well, you haven't really shown anything there. Twitch. He has a reason why he did that, so there's nothing to ban him there. Hey, just a suggestion, but instead of blocking Sims who criticize you, look who's talking.
Wow.
Maybe you could block the pedophile abuser who stands you so hard, which he did do eventually. He commented right underneath this one in case you didn't see it because you were too busy sympathizing. That's not even what happened. He was actually... I wish I could see this tweet. Yeah. Oh, lies. I have asked her to talk. She refuses, blocked for being a liar. See, this has nothing to do with the other guy. So this has nothing to do with him, and she's trying to make him have it to connect with the guy that has nothing to do.
Blocking people too.
Oops. Which he had nothing to do with tweeting that at. Oh no, did I just lose it? Today proves that people are at once both wonderful and terrible. Oh, whatever. Well, never saw this one coming. Keem, of course, the botted. Good morning, Hunter. When you're done writing your mean tweets about me for the day, can you please answer questions? So why this? So
yesterday
she makes this video, which is funny.
Hey, this video is this is just a real quick response to the Hunter Avallone video,
which again is trying to get Hunter to be accountable for something he has nothing to do with? This other guy
that I made yesterday or put out today. And some of that, the claims, the observations that I laid out, and we were just kind of waiting for an explanation from Hunter, but
one, I want to say there's no reason for Hunter to explain anything. Why do you need to explain that somebody is retweeting your content?
Yeah.
You don't need to explain.
he hasn't really given us an explanation yet, which is weird.
You don't deserve one.
Instead, he's just gone on Twitter and leaked our private DMs for no reason.
It's not for no reason. You strawmanned him online and tried to accuse him of things.
Yeah.
So he made a video defending himself and used the DMs to defend himself.
Which was kind of tasteless. I thought kind of tacky.
All right, it's tasteless and tacky. Okay. Hunter never said that he wasn't a person that wasn't tacky or... like I said, Hunter never said he's a nice guy, you know? I don't know what gave you that impression that he's supposed to be a nice guy.
Then he also, has just been telling people that I'm not a real PI, that I'm probably just making up my...
Well, that's his opinion of you. You can prove him wrong if you want, or just let it go, because that's his opinion of you. And you're a public figure, people are going to have opinions of you.
And so on and so forth. And but what he hasn't done is he hasn't come out and admonished the behavior of this offending pedophile.
But why should he? What does that have to do with him? He has nothing to do with that. Why should he? Where's that expectation that says that he should do that, right?
Yeah.
And we all know that he loves non-offending pedophiles, but the offending...
You can't hear it, right? Second guess.
pedophile who's stalking me, who has caused so much harm...
Stalking you, why?
How?
...harm to me and my family.
He's caused harm to you and your family, why?
Who took that clip of my daughter and tried to blackmail me with it.
He tried that clip and tried to blackmail you, why?
He was upfront with why he did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But why did he do that?
Why?
Totally skipping why he did all that.
Seems to stand you so much.
Well, you can't control who's a fan of you, so it doesn't matter. So he doesn't need to explain it, because in the end, it never matters who's a fan of yours.
Why he keeps retweeting you. Why he...
What does that have to do with Hunter?
He was the first person to comment on your YouTube video.
Well, because Hunter's making a video busting on you for his own beefs about it, and then validates the other guy, feels validated by that, so that's why he's right away up in the front doing it.
You put out about me the other day, and why he seemed to know about that YouTube video.
Because that YouTube video was actually clipped out of a live stream that was streamed on Twitch like a week before that was posted.
Several days before you posted.
Which is a usual thing for Hunter. Most of his videos are clippings of his live streams from a week before. Right? So,
I guess there's only so much private investigating.
Yeah. That's as far as she can investigate, I guess. Hunter has to investigate, but she doesn't do any due diligence to find out that this is Hunter's normal routine, stream, and then clip out the streams to post as YouTube videos a week later.
Almost like you guys were like talking in DMs or something. We don't know. Maybe there's an explanation, but
even if they were, that doesn't mean that those connections are true.
If there was one, it just really seems to me like you would have just gone out and said, "Hey, here's the explanation," and then.
But why? He doesn't owe you
what
that.
Does he owe you?
You know, so why should he? And then he does reply eventually, but he didn't need to. He didn't.
We all just would have moved on with our lives about it. So
no. This is where this is a lie and not true, because she said, "Why didn't he come out and explain it?" And then we go on with our lives. He did come out and explain it after this, and she still hasn't gone on with her life, right? And she's still blaming him for something. So
I think that's all
true.
that we're really waiting on, is to figure out why you haven't come out and publicly said that
there's no expectation for him to do so.
No, you don't.
So he doesn't owe it to you.
Condone your videos being used to harass victims.
Why not? Why does he need to say that? If he wants to the video itself is not of anything else except for his retaliation, his response to you bashing on him. So if anybody else wants to use that for harassment, that's your own fault for starting that beef with Hunter. Right? It's not like Hunter's there for that other guy and putting stuff out for the other guy. He's putting out his stuff that has to do with himself and you. Your own personal beefs.
Of sex predators or...
So there's no expectation there for him to talk about that, to mention it. He doesn't need to. He doesn't owe it to anyone.
Like, she just wants to be treated with kid gloves, basically.
I
What it
guess,
sounds like.
but he doesn't owe her an explanation for that. His video's about the beef that she started with.
Yeah.
Why
Has
you
nothing to do with anyone else.
apparently condone the actions of this
Where did he condone it? When did he condone it?
pedophile. So I guess we're all just anxiously
When?
waiting your
Where did
response,
he do
Hunter,
that?
and I can't wait to hear it.
He doesn't owe it to you, so you're not going to do it. If you hear it, it's because he wanted to, not because he needed to. My comments and DMs, my voice is small on Twitch, Twitter. Yeah, he wants people to share, but it doesn't, Hunter blocked her. But here it is, because she accused him of talking to this guy. So Hunter said, yeah, the guy did DM me, and we did talk in DMs. But that video I put out that you're saying he paid me to put out was recorded from a live stream on January 7th,
Yeah.
where that YouTube video was put up a few days ago, I think the 19th or something.
Yeah.
And the first time this guy and Hunter communicated was on the 12th, 5 days after. Well, the guy contacted him 5 days after that live stream where he recorded that video. Therefore, proving that the dude
There
did
was
contact
no
him in DMs, but it had
colluding
nothing
about
to do with the video that came
Yeah.
out. That video was already recorded, and already streamed. But she doesn't understand that. She says, and there you have it, folks. Hunter keeps telling me I'm a shitty private investigator.
Yeah, you
ha
are.
ha ha ha, which it is. Hey, Hunter, care to explain why you withheld this information from everyone, knowing it could signal boost our investigation? What did he hold back?
Man,
Why would you help this guy be secreting this info? Meanwhile, remember, she just said it was tasteless for Hunter to release their personal DMs. Now she's blaming Hunter for not releasing DMs he had with someone else.
Right, right.
Which is it? Is it tasteless or not? You know what I'm saying? So, that's already a hypocrisy. The only reason, both times though, the only reason Hunter revealed those is to bust her on the bullshit she's saying.
Yeah.
And both times it has busted her. I knew this was the case when my harasser, again, tweets it again. I knew this was the case when my harasser slipped up and mentioned the vid before it came out. He has a history of doing stuff like this.
He didn't.
Glad Hunter finally stopped withholding evidence and told the truth. Now we can move on. The truth that
The truth is
he-
that
there's
nothing
no product.
happens
Yeah.
before the way she says it.
Yeah,
Like,
that the video was recorded before the guy even first. But she doesn't even get that. I don't
Yeah.
know if she's too dumb to get that or if she's trying
Yeah.
to twist it into that.
you're a
But
shitty private investigator.
he's showing the proof itself that's against what she's saying.
Yeah.
You know? Okay.
Stop putting your
Bids.
child online if you're not wanting things to fall back on
Please,
you.
Twitch,
Like,
stop
doing that.
ignoring this. I just understand how this man is streaming right now after hundreds, if not thousands, of reports. This is where the number of reports don't matter if they're all reporting the same thing
Yes.
and they investigate that and see that nothing wrong is there, then it's as good as being one report. Like, it doesn't matter how many of the same report there is. What is the explanation? The explanation is that he only took that image because you violated terms of service and it was used to report you to Twitch for terms of service, which they probably have proof of and can verify. Man, I did not have sexual relation with that woman vibe. Someone spamming my video is outside my control. That's true. I was not paid to make that video. That's true as well, and he proved that. I did the stream before I even knew there was drama with you and that guy. True. Stop swearing me with your guilt by association. 100% true. Everything she said there. Everything he said there was true. Wonder if Hunter asked Rain Plasma if he was vaccinated before he took his money. But he took his money and gave it back to him. Accused Hunter pays Hunter Avallone to make a hate video. Yeah, but we're going to have to stop now because this goes on for a while. Maybe we'll come back and visit the more recent stuff. But yeah, it goes on. It's crazy. She doesn't really understand what she's doing. I think she's just trying to win at this point.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to win off of. Like, everything seems to be a dead end. And she doesn't realize that none of this stuff is working. Oh, shit, there's another one. Hello. Hey, Twitch support responding. Still running into the issue of purchasing bits? Oh, that's from her. No, Twitch, we are trying to warn you about a child sex predator streamer. How about taking a look at the viral post in the thread that's making you look like clowns that only ban for petty drama? We just mentioned bits to prove you all care about money.
The most recent one is she's now telling people, go and harass the police now and file a complaint.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
they're
the
not
new
following
thing.
up the complaint.
She's literally tagging that guy's local police. There's 2 detectives there that she's spoken to.
Yeah.
And they haven't gone to investigate yet, she's saying, which they probably have and found nothing. But now she's starting to tag them on Twitch and telling people, sending them their email addresses, saying, oh, go bother these detectives. Like, if the detectives probably have more important shit to do, and you're clogging up their emails and phones and Twitter with this bullshit when they have real shit to worry about, you know?
No other
And it's
people
fucking
have been
crazy.
harmed. No one, not even her, has been harmed by this guy. Like, just a bunch of nonsense.
All right, but